Hi, I'm Andrew Rich, and if you're like me, you look at the state of modern wrestling discourse and think, wow, what a cesspool. That's why I'm here to tell you about Music of the Mat Remix. That's right, your favorite wrestling music podcast is back with a new format, where I bring on a guest and we play songs related to wrestling-themed topics. It could be a wrestling reference, a wrestling concept, a wrestling pun, things of that nature. Now you might be saying, Andrew, that is a very, very tenuous connection to pro wrestling on a wrestling podcast network. Is this just an excuse to hang out with your friends and talk about music and ignore the rest of the wrestling landscape? Yes. Yes, it is. So listen to Music of the Mat Remix on the Voices of Wrestling Podcast Network, available on Apple, Spotify, or your podcast player of choice.
Do you like wrestling trivia? Then check out the 5-Star Match Game, the Pro Wrestling Quiz Show. I'm Joe Gagney, and every episode, I grill 3 contestants with 5 rounds of power-packed wrestling trivia. We have over 30 evergreen episodes in the archives covering WWE, AEW, Japan, Mexico, and much, 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 much more. Play along at home and check it out today.
Did you know Microsoft has officially ended support for Windows 10? Upgrade to Windows 11 with an LG Gram laptop. Voted PC Mag's Reader's Choice Top Laptop Brand for 2025. Thin and ultra lightweight, the LG Gram keeps you productive anywhere. And Windows 11 gives you access to free security updates and ongoing feature upgrades. Visit lgusa.com/iHeart for great seasonal savings on LG Gram laptops with Windows 11. PC Mag Reader's Choice used with permission. All rights reserved.
This podcast is a member of the Voices of Wrestling Podcasting Network. Visit voicesofwrestling.com to hear the rest of our great podcasts, as well as show reviews, columns, opinions, and updates across the world of wrestling.
Very, 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 Mickey, Fishy, Fishy!
You are listening to the Flagship Podcast with your hosts, Joe Lanza.
The fucking sun sucks. I don't know what you people see in the sun. I don't know how you people do the sun. It's just the dirt worst. I want nothing to do with it. I'd be content never going out in the sun again.
And Rich Crage.
This is the dumbest show. I cannot believe these people. Some people pay us $10 to listen to the show live. This is what we've given them for 45 minutes.
Been doing this for 10 years. Why?
We're bigger than ever. More people listen to us than ever.
Why?
And we are live on the Flagship Podcast. I am Rich. He is Joe. Joe, what's happening? How are you? The final flagship of 2025.
It is. And do you know that next week's show will be the start of year 15?
Oh, my God.
Of this podcast.
Oh, my God. You're right.
Year 15 begins next Thursday or whatever day it is. Is there something going on Thursday again? Or
I don't know. What do your Rams look like? Is Jesus Christ going to be born? Like, what's going on there? Hopefully next Thursday we're good to go.
Yeah, that will be the start of the 15th year.
Oh my God,
of this podcast.
I mean, I know people are always like, "Oh, you never when you record that first show, you never think it's gonna go." You know, like we never thought it would last that long. But I never in a million years would have thought 15 years later we'd be doing this thing and we'd be bigger than ever as well.
Yes.
That we could continue to grow each year for 15 straight years.
Continues to grow and poised to be the biggest year yet.
I think so.
Really, it'll be the first year where the gas pedal can be pressed all the way down to the floor. So, biggest year ever, really, this past year. And I mentioned it on a Flagship Plus or whatever. Maybe it was a Thursday review, something behind the paywall, which you can sign up for right now. $5 tier, $10 tier, flagship.patreon.com. It's going to be a very big year here next year. I'm not going to say much more, and it's not just a cheap sales plug. I have a lot planned. I know that you have a lot planned.
Yep. We collectively have a lot planned too. If all goes well, if all goes to plan.
Yeah, it's going to be at least content wise a monster year next year. That I can guarantee. Probably more content than we've ever put out. So it just keeps growing. Next week starts year 15. It is hard to believe that we're now 5 years removed from the 10-year anniversary shit that we did 5 years ago.
That was a fun show. That was a great show.
And, it's a long time. Very soon, there's going to be listeners to this podcast who weren't born when it started.
Yeah, right.
Think about that. Very soon, we're going to have 16, 17-year-olds listening to this, and they will not have been born. They would not have existed when show 1 hit those. Well, it wasn't even on a podcast feed then. But when show 1, when those 6 people listened to the first show, they will not even have existed yet. Let that sink in.
Yeah, that happens to me a lot, where I don't understand how children can be as young as they are, but then now they're like, the other day I was playing basketball with a kid, and he came, and he's a pretty good player for his age. And I was like, hey, how old are you? And he was like, yeah, 13 or 14 or whatever. And I said something about Derrick Rose, and he was like, oh, yeah, my dad loved Derrick Rose. I was like, well, you should love Derrick Rose. Right? You're from Chicago. And he was like, I was literally like 2 years old when he left Chicago. And I was like, oh, yeah. Right. You were not born during the prime of Derrick. Because I'm thinking this kid's like, yeah, my dad liked Derrick Rose. I'm like, brother, you should like Derrick Rose. You're from Chicago. You're a point guard. You got some nice bounce, Come on. Yeah. You had to have grown up. And, and this kid's from from the south side of Chicago. And I'm like, yeah, that's your guy, Derrick. And he's like, I mean, I didn't really ever watch him when I was alive. And I was like, okay, well, that's fine. I'll just retreat into this hole that I'm in. And I'm like, oh my God, no, we're like, this generation doesn't know Derrick Rose. It's like, and that's kind of when we started 2011, 2012 was our first year, right? January 2012. So yeah, it's like that same timeline that we're talking about, which is like just insane that there are, very smart people that were not born when we were never doing the show. It's just insane.
And that baby wasn't born either.
No, that baby wasn't. I apologize. I apologize for the baby not being born. By the way, he's got Miss Maggie Moo type timing here. Baby all day. I get a text from the wife. Oh, he's just been sleeping all day. He hasn't cried. He's not even eating. I'm not sure if he's okay. And I'm like, I'm sure he's fine. He's just sleeping and hanging out or whatever. And she's like, no, he's not even eating. And I'm like, yeah, the second I come home, the second I try to start that podcast, the second I sit down in that chair, the second you leave the house to go do anything, he's going to be crying like a maniac. And yeah, since then we've had 3 bottles and now he's just crying constantly. So it's just like perfect time. It's just like Miss Maggie Moo. She finds the second you're trying to do something and pounces. That's what he's trying to do.
Yes.
But it's all right. We'll make it work.
Which, I don't know where the fuck she is, which is a good
plotting something right now real bad.
Probably locked in the bedroom with Brittany, hopefully.
Now, is that an intention? Is locking her in an intention or no? That just kind of happens by happenstance?
I mean, if she just wanted to be in there and gets the door shut behind her. But she'll make it clear when she wants to come out and bother me, and then she'll let her out.
She'll be any minute now.
Come down the stairs and jump on my back or something. But yeah.
She wasn't born. Miss Maggie Moo was not born when this show started.
No, definitely not. She's only like 3.
Yeah, I was gonna say she wasn't even there for the 10th anniversary show, for God's sake. So
no. So 15, that's crazy. Crazy to think about.
Do I have to do a 15th? Do we have to do a 15th anniversary thing? I wasn't really planning on that.
I don't know.
I don't really let's just do. I mean, we did the 5th anniversary, but let's ignore that. And let's just go around like.
We did do the 5th.
We did yeah, because that was the.
No, we did.
No, we did
the 100th. We did the 100th show.
Oh, was it the 100th show? I don't know if we did a 5th anniversary. Whatever one Yatsume called in on.
That's the 100th. We did a 100th show. Which may not have even really been the 100th show. We estimated.
Yeah, we had no idea. Like, some of these shows, some of these shows will have like like episode 98 or something like that. We've never titled. Maybe the first 10, and then I was like, I forget it, and then we just kind of forgot.
And nobody cares.
So I think you're right. I think we did an approximation. You're like, it's probably close to 100. Whatever, just say it's 100. So it was a work.
We did it as a gimmick. It was a work, and it was a gimmick, and it was. The 100th show, and yes, Yatsume called in, and then has never been heard from again. The Yakuza got him. The Yakuza.
Honestly, he hadn't been heard from for a while. He kind of gotten quiet for a while there, and everyone's like, I hope he's okay. And then on our 100th show, we did a gimmick where we gave our Skype number out to, what did we do? I mean, it was so haphazard. We gave our Skype number out and we're like, if you want to call in, just like call this Skype number and then we'll put you up or whatever. And we had like 1,000 people call, or like, it was a disaster. It was a complete mess. And then all of a sudden a number from Japan popped up and I was like, I got to take this one or whatever. And the guy answered, and it's like, I'm Yatsume from. And
no one even knows who we're talking about.
No, that's. I guess. Like I was about to say I should start letting people know who Yatsume is, but maybe you can clue people in.
Yatsume at the early break of New Japan in the West, we're talking the Ustream days, was a very early a Twitter user who was a very early translator of New Japan promos, which was very helpful to English speakers. So he would translate the Japanese promos on Twitter, and then he also got into the business, and this is why I think the Yakuza got him.
Yes.
he also got into the business of facilitating merchandise orders before New Japan really had that kind of thing set up worldwide.
Correct. I'm literally wearing the New Japan Pro Wrestling hoodie that he got for me from this exchange that I still wear to this day. So thank you, Yatsume. But yes, from Japan. Right. I paid him, and then he presumably bought it from someone.
He would then buy the merch and then send it to you, which you don't, obviously now you just buy it directly. You could probably just buy it directly from New Japan. I'm not a merch
Of course,
guy,
I think we're Pro Wrestling Tees or right from them or whatever. Yeah, you can get
shop or whatever.
Yeah, you can get a lot easier now than that. You do not need to go through that a middleman. You do not need to have a middleman to get your New Japan merch. No.
I think he underestimated the demand that it was going to create.
Yes.
Is what happened.
And that's when he disappeared. Yeah, because what happened was it got out, and then thousands of people put orders in.
Thousands.
And then he just he pieced out. He just like disappeared. Nobody heard from him, nothing.
Just like ever since, he's just gone. Poof. Like Kaiser Soze, he's just gone. There's never been another trace of this guy. Talon from TNA's Asylum died and came back since this guy disappeared and was never heard from again. That's how long Yatsume has just disappeared. I think he got overwhelmed and just all these people sending him money, trying to keep track of what merch he was trying to get for everyone, and then manually send it out from the Japanese post office, and then he just dipped. And unfortunately, I think he dipped while he still had a lot of people's money and didn't fulfill their orders.
Yes.
My gut, and I don't know anything, but my gut is that he simply got overwhelmed, couldn't keep up anymore, and just got confused and threw in the towel and said, I am just disappearing. I'm ghosting. And that was that. So if you're one of the people that lost like $25 trying to buy a New Japan shirt from that guy, I'm sorry. Oh, it was Chris Regal who died and came back, not Talon. I apologize to Talon, who never, in fact, faked his own death. It was Chris Regal. I guess it's important to get that correct. Thank you, Dave P81 from the chat, for clearing up which TNA Asylum member faked their death and then returned several months later. It was, in fact, Chris Regal.
And returned how everybody that on Twitter that has faked a death and returned with the classic, like, I'm his cousin. I'm just going to let you know that Chris Regal has passed away due to all of you being mean to him on Twitter. So I hope you guys all feel. And then the Chris Regal thing was like somebody was arguing about, and then he like jumped into a TNA argument. Right. He just couldn't handle I forget what the argument even was, but like the cousin of Chris Regal's like, Chris is dead, obviously, but I just want to, as Chris's uncle or cousin, let you know that in fact, no, that is not what happened in this TNA. Like it is also the Mecca, not the Asylum, sir. Get the shit right. Come on.
Asylum was the less crazy one, even though it was called Asylum.
Right. Where was the Mecca Big Dog at? Was Big Dog at the Asylum, or was he a Mecca guy?
Big Dog was Mecca. Mecca was the crazier one. And as Dave P81 is pointing out, Dave P81, if that's your real name, Chris Regal, as Dave P81 is pointing out, it was Talon ran the Asylum, which again was the less crazy one. Mecca was the truly insane one with Big Dog and Chris Regal and the like. So he even notes he remembers the fake brother name that was used was Theo.
His brother Theo.
Maybe he was watching an episode of the Cosby Show.
He's watching the Cosby Show.
Yeah. So,
that's the only Theo I think of. I know there's other Theos, but when I hear the name Theo, immediately my thought comes to mind is Cosby and the Cosby sweater. It's just like, there it is.
Yeah, and what kind of hijinks is Theo up to?
Right.
And
Bill's got to put his hands on his, cross his arms and look at Theo, with that look, that Bill Cosby look, and be like, what you doing?
Before Dr. Huxtable and Felicia Rashad have to sort it out in 22 minutes, whatever Theo's getting into. So the Yatsume called into the show and spoke to us. That was the 100th episode. I don't know. That was probably like year 2 or year 3 or something like that.
It was pretty early. Yeah, I was still in my old apartment, and so that had to be, God, 2013.
100 episodes, probably like year 3.
Yeah, maybe 2013, probably 2014, maybe 2014.
Probably something like that. Because year 1 we were like every other week, and then sometimes like monthly, or it wasn't all that consistent. By year 2, it was pretty much every week. So I would say that the 100th episode was probably like early in year 3 or something like that when we estimated it to be the 100th. But then we did a bunch of 10th anniversary stuff a few years ago. And this won't be the 15th anniversary. That will be 2027 for you sticklers of how people always screw up anniversaries.
Yes. Like if you do Michael Cole
annual,
math. Yeah, if you do Michael Cole math.
It's different.
Yeah, it'll be different.
Right. Like 15th, it'll be 15th annual, but it's not the 15th anniversary wouldn't be until the 16th year, the 2027, the February 2027 show would be the 15th anniversary, but it will be our 15th year doing the podcast, which, as I've noted many times, I will do until I drop dead out of spite to people who will go unnamed. And when I gave you the name a couple weeks ago, you laughed. I don't know if you were expecting that to be the name that I'm doing this out of spite to get, but it probably made a lot of sense to you all.
It did. So, I thought it'd be somebody a little more relevant in today's wrestling world, but I appreciate it though. It's a good one to have. It's a good
fuck that guy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
listen,
nothing.
There's plenty of other people I'm spiting at.
Sure,
point,
but that's
though,
a good one. No, that's a day one guy that you can kind of.
Well, he specifically said one time, I can't wait until the Flagship podcast no longer exists.
Right. So now we will ensure that it never exists.
Yeah,
He
randomly tweeted that 11 years ago or whatever, and it probably got 6 likes on Twitter. But I will always remember that, and for that reason, it will always exist. So I will fuck that guy who probably isn't even aware of our existence anymore anyway, but it doesn't matter. So that'll be your... Go ahead.
A few questions in the chat room. Just wanted to clear up here. Heavenly Halbeard says, did he call in after he disappeared? Yatsume, did he call in after he disappeared from the merch or before? It was after. Before. I remember. No. So I remember he had disappeared for a little bit, and then he did the show, and we're like, oh, you're back. And he's like, yeah, I'm back. I got a little overwhelmed, but I'm back. And then he never came back ever again. So it was like in between. That's why it was such a surprise to hear from him, because I was like, oh my God, he's okay. We're like, I remember us talking. We're like, you're alive. And he's like, yeah, I'm alive. And then that's when we started the lore of like the Yakuza. We're like, well, we thought Masahiro Chono and his like stablemates took you out or whatever. And he's like, no, I'm fine. Just got a little overwhelmed, and I got the orders back, so everybody will get their stuff pretty soon. And we're like, all right, cool. And then poof, never appeared. Nobody ever got their stuff, and then he disappeared again. So
I think the Tochigi Pro promoters got him. That's how that went down.
The Galit guys got him. Yeah.
So that was that. We had a lot of dignitaries call in that day. We had, like you said, the phone lines, these Skype lines were buzzing for that 5th anniversary.
Shining Wizard also says that was the era of Joe pissing in bottles and ending the show early for questionable Tinder hookups.
Well, some of that's still happening today.
I was going to say, what half of that era is still alive and well? I'll let you decide which one that is.
Right. It could be either. But no, I mean, I don't remember the last time I've done one of these podcasts without pissing into some sort of empty container at some point while Rich is talking about independent events around SummerSlam or something. Rich is letting you know about some scramble that Big Beef Gnarls Barkley is involved in or something.
Gnarls Garvin. Yeah. Not Gnarls Barkley. Garvin.
And I am just firing a piss missile into an empty Coke Z can. Without muting, by the way. I never bother to mute. Some people actually will say in the chat, is Joe pissing into a Coke Z can? I think I hear the faint, and I'm always like, no, but I totally am. Like, that's exactly what's happening when you think you hear that. So that's the Tinder Mahal lives. Yes. Well, Tinder Mahal, which, what was that guy's name? He used to do Chris Maffei. Was that his name?
Yeah, Chris Maffei.
He coined the term Tinder Mahal, and that, that has lived on. That was the nickname he graced me with in these days. Because, I would, we'd get towards the end. I'd start getting antsy at the end of one of my 5-hour podcasts. And then I'd be like, Rich, listen, I've got a 6 that's waiting for me across town. And if I don't get over there in a half hour, and you'd be like, all right, well, that's it. And then we'd wrap up the show. Yeah,
because now if for new listeners, I'm usually the one that's like, all right, Joe, I got to go. Like, I got to wake up. The baby's screaming. I got to go to work the next day.
Yeah.
Like, and you're like, I got all night. Whatever. What are you doing? Hey, let's talk about this. Let's talk about that. But in those days, you would get antsy about hour 2. I could hear you, and you'd be like, what? I'd say something. You'd say, what? You wouldn't have any. And I'd be like, God damn it. He's scrolling out. He's messaging someone back and forth.
He's in the Twitter DMs messaging,
zooming in, looking at the boobs, being like, those are pretty nice, I guess. Yeah, faces, but whatever.
Sure, just got an email from Craigslist Casual Encounters. Uh-oh.
And then I'd say, do you have any thoughts? And you'd be like, no, I don't have any thoughts. I'm like, all right, he's got to go. That's fine. Let's go.
No, that Okada main event from Dominion, I have no thoughts.
You're like, good match. Good match, Rich.
Yeah.
What's next? It's like, all right, he's got to go. He's got to go hook up with a 6.5 somewhere. So
6.5. That's a joke no one gets but you. 6 point. Remember 6.5?
I do. Of course.
If Larry's listening, he gets it.
Larry's got it.
That's the only people on earth who get that one. Those were some crazy days, man. I'd have this. That was. I mean, because sometimes they'd be on their way over, so I'd have to really,
I'm pretty sure a doorbell rang during one of our shows.
I'm sure it did. Well, what about the time I almost had the break-in when we were talking about Bola?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
We're breaking down the Bola field for PWG, and I'm talking about how Jeff Cobb or something is going to make his PWG debut, and someone is like jingling the doorknob on my back door, and I'm like, that was before we were live, but you left it in, you left it in the show, but it wasn't a live show, and I'm like, Rich, I think someone's breaking in my house. You're like, what? I'm like, yeah, someone's trying to get in my back door. And I could see the back, which was like the doorknob jingling. And then they were like aggressively pushing in and out. And I got up and looked out the window and my back gate was open. Remember, I called the cops and everything. That was crazy. And that
but you didn't stop the show.
I didn't stop the show.
What's insane about this entire story is you kept the doorknob was jingling. Yeah. You kept talking about Jeff Cobb.
Like, you could hear it on the podcast.
I could hear it. And I'm like, what's going on there? You're like, I think it'll be a good debut for Cobb. I think he's going to be great in PWG. He's got the right, the guys will be bouncing. Hey, by the way, I think someone's breaking into my house, so I better go check in on it. And I'm like, do that right now. What are you doing? Stop talking about Jeff Cobb and Tommaso Ciampa having a good first-round matchup in the Bola and take care of your fucking door. And then, you'd be like, hey, I think someone tried to break in. Gates open. So anyway,
there was a show to do. What do you want?
Move on to the rest of the field. And then you were like, all right. Then when the show was over, you're like, the cops are going to come and we're going to, figure it out. I'm like, you just don't stop. So if anybody thinks you're not the hardest worker in the biz.
That's right.
You're literally getting broken into and said, fuck it. It's fine.
Got to break down Bola.
The 2014 Bola is not going to preview itself or whatever. So.
Yeah, that's right. Got to break down itself. Got to talk about that. Crazy. 15 years. So, be a big year. A lot of content. You better keep up. Don't fall behind on the content if you're listening. Don't fall behind on the content. So, there will be a lot covered. I don't know if I'm going to like much of it, but there will be a lot covered. Not thrilled with the current state of wrestling. 2025. Rich, that's a good transition to what I want to talk about here, because you've got a lot of topics on this run sheet. We'll do the Worlds End Fallout. Now, you won't get a review of Worlds End. That's because we already reviewed that on Instant Reaction Live, $10 tier flagshippatreon.com if you want to hear a 2+ hour review of World's End and our 40-minute MJF conversation, which
about that. I looked at the clock when we were done with it.
So.
I think it was around 40 to 45 minutes long.
Yeah. So, the kind of reviews that nobody's doing, to be quite honest. So, once again, people can listen on a $10 tier. We've got our Wrestle Kingdom preview. There were years where we devoted the entire 3-hour show to previewing Wrestle Kingdom over the years. I don't think New Japan or Wrestle Kingdom have earned that kind of respect lately. But God knows, says Rich. But you will get a deep preview of Wrestle Kingdom 20 on this podcast today. Instant Reaction Live Wrestle Kingdom coming up this Saturday/Sunday, whatever fucking day that falls.
Sunday morning. Yeah, it'll be for all of you in America. It'll be early Sunday morning. For you in Europe, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Talk about Noah's January 1st show, All Japan's New Year's Eve show, which we mentioned on the Instant Reaction Live. I thought that was on the 1st. It's in fact on the 31st. Rich is going to discuss the Stardom Dream Queendom show. So there's a lot to get to. Brandon Thurston had news on some pretty important pro wrestling news, I think, on what could turn out to be a pretty big story, but TKO is pretty much Teflon, so I'm sure they'll find a way to wiggle out of this jam.
Yeah, they'll wiggle out of that one very easily. Yeah,
nevertheless.
Yeah,
yes.
right.
But Rich, I have to tell you, we're not starting with any of those. We're going off the script.
I love
That's
it.
right. JD from New York is here. No, just kidding.
Our special guest, JD from NY. Welcome.
Off the script. Yes. We're going to the green screen is up, and I've got the fake bar behind me, and JD from New York. No, so we're going off the script. 2025 is wrapping up, and I know that the SI Awards drummed up a lot of controversy. Last week, and then Tony Khan was very pleased that AEW racked up a bunch of awards from Sports Illustrated. He talked about that on the interview with Case Lowe that came out today. Case Lowe. Another great interview with Tony Khan, if people haven't heard it. And Case is getting so comfortable that he's just slipping in some legitimately brave questions now that Tony's so super comfortable with him. So Case just keeps getting better and better at those interviews. So
and Tony likewise with Case too. He's talking about Case's weight loss to him and stuff like that. It's good. It's good little banter. Good little banter between the two.
Yeah, but Case, there was a lot of interesting tidbits to come out of that interview. But yeah, AEW really cleaned up in the SI Awards. We got the Observer Awards coming out soon. But Rich, I think a new yearly tradition here on the Flagship, I didn't see it on the run sheet, but we would be remiss if we did not do another segment on the Uncrowned Awards for 2025. I know I know we talked about these last year or whatever it was. Maybe mid-year it was something. But yes, Rich, I don't know if you saw this, Rich, but the Uncrowned Awards with all of our pals, Jackman and
who's the gimmick?
Gang.
What's the gimmick name, guy? Is it still around? What was it?
Penn Schwartzman or something?
It wasn't Penn Schwartzman. It was like
Penn Schwartzman.
What was it? Penn Teller. It was like a mask thing.
Yeah, he wears a mask, guys.
Someone in the chat room. One of you big Uncrowned fans in the chat room, please let us know who we're trying to refer to here. Cactus Black Dutch or something like that.
Pencil Neck Geek. It's something having to do with a
Stat
pen.
Guy Greg's a real guy. No, Shining Wizard, not Stat Guy Greg. No.
That's a real man.
Penn Shamrock. Penn Shamrock. Thank you, Cole the Lodger. Thank you.
Penn Shamrock, who actually, to answer your question, Rich, I don't believe Penn Shamrock voted on the awards. No, he is not one of the. Nope. We've got Jackman, of course.
Jackman, yeah, our guy Jackman.
Seahawk, right? The Hawkins, whatever his real first name.
Cameron
is.
Cameron Hawkins.
Sulla Heffinger. You remember Sulla Heffinger and some of the things that he wrote. Our boy Prashad.
Prashad. He was good. He was the shining light last year.
Yeah, we like Prashad. Prashad's our guy. We like Prashad. And then we got some guys I'm not familiar with. Riggs. I don't know if that's Scotty Riggs
Scotty
or
Riggs.
if it's
Incredible.
another Riggs.
Yeah. I thought he was hauling trucks for AEW, but that's really cool that he picked up an extra shift as an uncrowned writer. So
there's another guy that with the last name Dansby that I'm not familiar with. I don't know if that's
Swanson.
Cubs shortstop, disgustingly handsome Cubs shortstop.
Oh, I hate
Dansby
how
Swanson.
handsome he is. It's so annoying how handsome he is.
Dansby Swanson is so handsome that you're mad if your wife comes in the room while he's up, because you know she's going to be swooning over Dansby Swanson and his disgustingly handsome face and long, beautiful mane of hair. And
he's good too. Like he's really good. Like
pretty good player.
Last year, I was watching the Cubs and he dove for a play in the. I mean, just an awesome play. Dove, laid out for it, got up, threw a laser to first base. They cut to him. His hat fell off, so his hair is just flowing. He's all hot. And the nurse just goes, "Whoa, who is that?" And I was like, "Fuck this guy." Yeah, like she's like, "Wow, he's hot and good." And I was like, "Yeah."
See, luckily TLB is not into the long hair, so that's a deterrent for her.
Good.
She's not. So yeah, I get. She's not into the long hair, and she's completely repulsed by man buns. If she sees a man bun, she dries up like the Sarlacc. It's over. Okay, no man buns. Doesn't matter what you look like. So no, but this Dansby is a black fella. It looks like. So I don't think this is Dansby Swanson.
Okay,
that would be a different Dansby. And then we have a new man has entered the Uncrowned chat, and this is a guy that we're going to be focused on heavily in this segment. And I don't know if you're familiar with this fella, but his name, Rich, is Brad Gilmore.
Brad Gilmore. I don't think I'm familiar with the name.
You're going to be intimately familiar with Brad Gilmore when we're done with this segment. Because, man, he is something else, this Brad Gilmore. Just to set you up, in the 3 or 4 awards that they voted for, because oddly enough, they only did like 3 or 4 different awards. They picked the top 5 for each award, and he didn't vote for a single candidate in any of his top 5 for any of the awards that was non-WWE. Not one. All 5 of his picks in every award was a WWE choice. And this Brad Gilmore fella, he also chose WWE for Promotion of the Year, which oddly enough, they didn't give out an award for that. They just had 3 people write little essays on their pick. Right, but they didn't do like the voting deal that they did for everything else.
Well, maybe they did, but they weren't exactly happy with the results. So they said,
that could have been it. I'm very suspicious of that myself. But you'll be surprised to know that our boy Jackman, he picked AEW. How about that? How about Jackman picking AEW?
Yeah, growth. Good growth for the year. I mean, it'd be hard to pick WWE as a promotion of the year this year for a multitude of reasons. Not maybe as long as you're not doing just strictly business or whatever. So I'm proud of Jackman. I'm proud of that growth from Jackman.
Yeah. So we're not going to concern ourselves with that though. There were 3 men, and then we'll get to Gilmore, who picked WWE, because I have to read you some of the things he wrote to back up his choice. There was a 3rd essay, and that was written by Phil Schneider. And Phil Schneider, Rich, he picked CMLL. So he picked the correct promotion.
Our guy, yeah.
In my view, for Promotion of the Year. And his argument was, actually, you're both wrong. And then he made an argument for CMLL, which, all the sellouts and the match quality and Mystico's great year and everything. So, but Phil also did not vote in any of the other awards. Him and Penn Shamrock were they must have been washing their hair or something. I don't know what was going on with that. But what I want to focus on here is Brad Gilmore and his argument that WWE was the clear pick for Promotion of the Year. He says it's akin to when Michael Jordan ruled the NBA in the 90s, or LeBron dominated the NBA later, where it's like you can just give them the award every year, and WWE should win this every year, Rich, in the eyes of Brad Gilmore. He says, and I quote, year after year, WWE finds a way to move professional wrestling forward, not just by being bigger, but by being bolder, breaking records, reshaping distribution, innovating presentation, and expanding wrestling's global footprint. In 2025, that pattern continued in a way no other promotion could match. Does this sound like a PR release to you?
It really does, yeah.
This sounds like a straight-up PR release written by one of Legento's flunkies is what this sounds like. Now, here's what you're going to take issue with. The year began with a seismic shift when Monday Night Raw moved to Netflix. This wasn't simply a new home for a television show. It was a fundamental change in how wrestling exists in the modern media ecosystem. WWE once again proved it understands the future before the rest of the industry catches up, much like it did with the launch of the WWE Network years earlier. Okay, stop.
Hold on.
Is Brad Gilmore? His name's Brad, right?
Yes. Which, by the way, I don't know if this is relevant or not. He hosts a podcast with Booker T. I looked him up, and
I'm stunned that he does a podcast with a WWE.
I don't know if that's relevant at all to the conversation, but important information that should be noted for the future, that he is a podcast co-host with WWE employee and announcer Booker T. Okay, move on.
Well, he writes like a PR robot. That's number one. Number two, do you think Brad Gilmore is aware that WWE Network was an abject failure?
A monumental failure.
Monumental failure that even the company acknowledges was a massive failure. Do you think he knows that?
No.
And he's ignoring
Does he know that,
the
current growth that they have is due in large part to Nick Khan coming to the company and saying, what the fuck are you doing with this WWE Network shit? That person and that person, if they told you to do this network, get them out of here, sell this content, and let's make some money. And they got George Barrios and Michelle Wilson out of there, and they sold the content, and they made billions and billions of dollars from it.
So this man clearly he just eats up whatever he's spoon fed.
He just loves content.
Gets a lot better.
The guy loves content. I mean, let's face it. As content creators, WWE had a phenomenal year. They created a ton of content.
Oh, he's going to explain why.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
We'll get into that.
Let's let Brad. Why am I telling Brad's story?
We're not done.
Brad.
Yeah, we got a lot more to go with Mr. Gilmore here.
Oh, good.
Now, do you think he's aware that Monday Night Raw on Netflix is not really the monumental hit that he's saying?
No, it lost to the Yule log. It lost to the Yule log.
It lost to the Yule log. It lost to the Yule log.
All-time great. I have a free article up for you guys at flagshippatreon.com about it wasn't technically the Yule log. It was, let me get the exact show that it lost to this week in the global top 10. It was a Yule log, but it wasn't called the Yule log. Let me get you the exact, in case you want to watch it as well, in case you're wondering what's the hit on Netflix this week. It is Fireplace for Your Home, Crackling Birchwood Fireplace. That was top 10.
Yes.
But Raw was not. And Fireplace for Your Home, Crackling Birchwood Fireplace, 3.2 million views, which is actually higher than only three Raws eclipsed Fireplace for Your Home, Crackling Birchwood Fireplace. So
I noticed that Gilmore doesn't really list any kind of numbers or evidence that Monday Night Raw is this massive success.
It just
WWE Network.
Yeah, it just is because its content is on a place, and that makes it
all kinds of buzzwords like global platform and all of these things, such as Netflix's global reach immediately elevated WWE's biggest events, WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, into true worldwide spectacles.
Nobody watches it. Nobody look at the numbers, Brad. Nobody watches it globally.
Brad, it's underwhelming globally. Brad, globally, there's less than 2 million people. There's 2 million views watching Raw most of these weeks, and now we don't even know because it's never in the top 10. I'll just hit the highlights here. So WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas, which felt massive even by WrestleMania standards. Viewership increased.
How did it feel any different than any other WrestleMania?
I don't know.
It was a WrestleMania in a big stadium with a lot of people. That's how every WrestleMania has been for years. How did this one feel any different than any other?
Viewership increased by more than 100%. That's double year over year from WrestleMania 40.
Is this a resume? Is this a resume on Seafoam Green?
I don't know. Let's see. Now he does go on. He does say that he doesn't think WrestleMania 41 was creatively satisfying as his predecessor. He didn't love Cena winning his 17th World Championship on the show. But WrestleMania isn't judged solely on narrative perfection.
No.
It's judged on scale, spectacle, and significance.
Oh well, then yeah.
Gilmore.
Yeah. All right.
So that's all that matters. And he said WrestleMania felt bigger.
I hate what this is.
You hate Brad Gilmore?
I hate the writing. It's just such
awful.
fluff, PR bullshit. Yeah. With nothing backed up by any numbers or any real evidence or anything. It's just global presence and spectacle and
spectacle significance. Is this guy a wrestling fan? It's hard to tell if I don't think he's a wrestler.
He's a content fan. He appears to be a brand and content fan. The way he's talking.
Buzzword fan. You know,
it's like a crazy. LinkedIn. It's like you're never on LinkedIn, but this is what every LinkedIn post looks like. It's just this guy writing these sort of things, and you're like, shut up, just shut up.
Joe Hendry appeared as TNA World Champion against Randy Orton, a moment that symbolized wrestling's increasingly open ecosystem.
Oh yeah,
no, we talked about that wet fucking fart and that embarrassment of where they embarrassed their promotional partner. But yeah, listen, guys like Brad Gilmore eat that kind of shit up, as you'll see when we talk about the awards. He talked about buying AAA, strengthening their presence in Mexico, and expanding their global talent pipeline because the pipeline matters more than anything else in wrestling. Talent is the industry's only true natural resource. And in 2025, no promotion invested in it more effectively than WWE. Early in the year, the company launched the WWE ID program. Yes, he really cites
they
the
got
ID
rid of
program.
all of them. They don't have any of them anymore.
It fucking stinks. No one cares.
All of them. They don't have anybody.
Partnering with elite
they have
wrestling
Cappuccino
schools.
Jones. Like, that's it, man. There's no one else there. What are you talking about?
Partnering with elite wrestling schools across the country to formalize developmental at the independent level. This coincided with increased NIL recruitment at the Performance Center.
I don't think it did.
That produced immediate results. What are the results?
Wait,
where are the results of the NIL program?
Who is he talking about?
The Ferrari guy got fired because he's a sex pest. The twin fucking volleyball players or whatever quit. Like, where's the success of the NIL program? Where is it? What is he talking about? This is a fucking PR write-up, Rich. How did the Uncrowned editors not look at this and slide it right back across the table and say, nope, this is WWE PR. You're not saying anything. You're just listing things and saying they were good, whether they were good or not. The WWE ID program is fucking terrible. As Rich said, they fired everybody. They just let everybody go. Brad Gilmore, who probably hasn't watched 30 seconds of Evolve on Tubi. I don't know why you would. I'm not blaming him. But he clearly doesn't know what's going on. How could you cite that? If I was trying to put over WWE, I would never mention the ID program. It's a stain. Gabe Sapolsky shitting his pants daily, wondering if he's going to get that phone call from HR. It's awful. What is Gilmore talking about?
The training school thing is ridiculous too, because I thought that was a big deal. I wrote about it when it first happened. The training school thing, I was like, oh man, that's going to be huge. But basically, everybody sniffed it out immediately, and those schools are no different. They're not doing anything different. They're not getting new recruits. There's no pipeline going between them. And one of the schools has mysteriously disappeared from the list. The Raja Jackson, the Rikishi, whatever that.
Because someone almost killed a man.
Yes,
the premier wrestling schools in America, right. where men get beaten to death by Rampage Jackson's insane son.
But like,
where's that in the maybe Gilmore mentions that later.
Maybe. I shouldn't. I'm sure he comes. That's some of the negatives of the year is that. But yeah, you cannot cite. Yes, the ID program. The other thing is the AAA expanding the talent pipeline with AAA. Who are regularly
who's come in?
Everything that it's done is basically been another platform for Dom Mysterio and the white guys in lucha masks, right? And Ethan Page and Chelsea Green.
Mr. Iguana has worked a few takeovers or whatever they're calling them now, right?
It's just somewhere to stuff Lola Vice and another platform for the white guys in lucha masks is essentially all they've done.
Well, we've got some more evidence, though, from Gilmore. The WWE fully embraced its partnership with TNA Wrestling. He cites Trick Williams being the first WWE talent to win a TNA world title, and JC Jane and Kalani Jordan as well. These moments weren't stunts, Long Dash. They were statements about collaboration and growth. Is this man human?
No, that's AI for sure. Having seen what AI write-ups look like, that sentence right there was 100%
So you're not even positive
AI.
A human wrote this. You're not even positive.
I think a human may have written it and then inputted it into a ChatGPT or Gemini. I can tell you.
Clean this up, Gemini.
I can promise you the M dash into read that line again, because I've studied and read a lot of AI writing lately.
All right,
read that again.
These moments weren't stunts. Long hyphen.
Mm-hmm.
They were statements about collaboration and growth.
Yeah, 100%. Promise you that's from Gemini.
Yeah.
Guarantee you it's from Gemini.
WWE wrestlers getting put over all of the TNA wrestlers, including Randy Orton over Joe Hendry in embarrassing fashion over the TNA World Champion. Those are statements about collaboration and growth, not WWE asserting their dominance over a partner that has no power in the situation. That's what that is.
Nope. Collaboration.
On the main roster, Seth Rollins continued to position himself as this generation's Triple H. Is this a good thing?
Is that a positive?
Forming a faction.
Sounds awful. It sounds terrible.
I wait. Is this the anti WWE piece I'm reading now, or is
that's the negative? Those are the negatives of the piece. Yeah.
Forming a faction alongside Paul Heyman, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed. It feels like a foundation of WWE's future. Rollins went down with a knee injury. The group evolved, incorporating Logan Paul and potentially Austin Theory, reinforcing WWE's ability to produce top-tier male stars.
Oh, come on.
Austin Theory. If he left Theory out, I could almost buy it.
Yeah, right. Just don't include Austin because that's the worst example to bring up. The guy's been a fool and floundering for 5 years now. We said he should have been fired years ago.
Bro, this is a PR write-up.
Yeah, this is very bad.
This is like WWE wrote this and submitted it themselves. The women's division may have been the strongest example of WWE's dominance in 2025. Okay, let's hear what he has to say about that.
Okay.
Jade Cargill fully came into her own. Jade Cargill came into her own.
Maybe start with Vakir or Rhea Ripley.
No,
he
started with Jade Cargill.
Jade Cargill.
Who fucking stinks. Who stinks.
The company had so little confidence in her that her crowning moment was supposed to come at SummerSlam, and then they just decided, you know what? No, we can't crown her just yet. We'll have to wait a couple more months. Remember, Tiffany beat her at SummerSlam. That was supposed to be her crown, and they just said, nah, she still stinks. Fuck, what are we going to do?
Just saying things.
It's just saying stuff,
things. While Stephanie Vakir delivered one of the most remarkable single runs, she had a good run. Stephanie Vakir had a good run. I'm not going to deny that one. Capturing multiple championships across brands in a way few performers ever have. All right, now we got to pump the brakes.
Yeah, reel it in there, pal. Reel it in.
Stephanie Vakir had a nice little year. Okay, she's not one of the very few performers in the history type run. Veteran returns like Nikki Bella serve not as nostalgia acts.
What? Not as nostalgia. She stinks. She's horrible.
But as a tool to elevate younger talent.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right.
I honestly forgot she came back. It was that memorable to me. Then we talk Cena's final run. His matches with CM Punk, AJ Styles, and Orton reminded fans of his enduring greatness. While his SummerSlam clash with Cody Rhodes stood as a match of the year contender. His retirement bout against Gunther in Washington, D.C. featured a finish that will be debated for years, but one that I found rich in symbolism. I bet he did.
I'm sure he did. Oh,
this guy
no doubt
definitely.
About it. He sat in his chair in his recliner. Yeah, and put his hands to his mouth. And went,
He loved the fucking smile.
There's so much symbolism here.
He tweeted out the Scorsese fucking meme.
Oh, the Absolute Cinema. The Absolute Cinema.
Does Gilmore have a Twitter account? I guarantee he tweeted out the Scorsese meme with the smile. The moments kept coming. Becky Lynch returned. That's it. Stop. Full stop.
He added nothing else to it.
No, it just says
that's
Becky
the whole
Lynch
sentence.
returned.
Read the whole sentence back to me again. I love it.
Becky Lynch returned. Period.
Okay.
AJ Lee returned. Paul Heyman betrayed Roman Reigns and CM Punk to align with CM Punk.
Okay, these things all happened. Were they good or were they bad? You got to tell me what your thoughts are.
Anything.
Right, these things happened. I know.
But he's just listing things. He's
not
saying why he liked them.
Right, what are we doing here?
It's just a list of fucking things. All right, you're going to explode.
Gonna explode? That exploded, bro.
No, I didn't even get to the best one.
Oh, no. All right. Okay, go ahead.
Seth Rollins executed a masterful fake injury and surprise cash in at SummerSlam.
Oh, God.
Why are they like this, Rich? I have
gained
audio.
No advantage from the fake injury.
Listen, it was so masterful that there is audio behind our paywall from an hour after the show ended of me saying Seth Rollins was working a knee injury. Right. And then the very next day, John Pollock and Dave Meltzer both said, yeah, it's a work. It's not a real knee injury. That's how masterful this fake injury was, where anyone who was just, I didn't even, like, Pollock got legitimate inside information and broke a story, and good for him. And then Dave confirmed it with his sources. But I don't have any fucking sources in that company. You know how I knew Seth Rollins faked that knee injury? Because I watched the fucking show, and it was patently obvious that it was a work. Obvious to anyone watching who has watched pro wrestling for more than 10 minutes in their lives knew that was not a real knee injury. Everybody knew. And then it got confirmed the very next day. And we're still pretending that Seth Rollins fooled people with this. He fooled no one. It was a story the next day. The next day, John Pollock. The day after that, Dave Meltzer. The night of me. Like, who did he fool? Why do they keep saying this, Rich? Why are they like this?
I don't know. And the thing I brought up during SummerSlam is, to what end? Even if it was this masterful plan, like in kayfabe or because people think it's a masterful plan both in kayfabe and in story too. In kayfabe, it's a masterful plan because he lied about his injury and people said that he was injured even though he wasn't, even though almost nobody said it and everybody kind of said this guy's not hurt. Yeah. The only people that did were weirdos that were replying to Dave. Oh, what do you know? You're wrong. Dave Meltzer, wrong again. Mabel's the third man. Okay, ha ha ha. And he ended up being right, as he's been right about, a dozen things about WWE this year. But the other thing was too, they were like, when he cashed in, everyone's like, oh my God, we thought he was hurt, but then he cashed in. He gained no advantage in kayfabe.
Nothing.
He could have been perfectly healthy and still cashed in this briefcase at the end of the match. There was no advantage given to faking an injury. And then he showed up at SummerSlam and went, and took his knee brace off. And I'm like, you could have just cashed in without taking the knee brace off. The knee brace had no bearing on whether you cashed in or not. What is happening? And everyone's like, oh my God, masterful. That was one of those moments where I'm just like, I do not understand what the hell's going on here. We're in a bizarro world, I guess, where we watch this stuff, presumably on the same place as everybody else watches it. I'm sorry, baby. I got a little too upset.
Someone tell me what the brilliant kayfabe story here of the fake knee was. Like you said, it didn't gain him anything.
It gained no advantage. It's not like he pretended to be hurt and then was able to kind of, roll somebody up, or he wasn't playing possum or whatever. He walked out. He walked out with his briefcase and his knee brace and went, took off the knee brace and then ran into the ring anyway. Nothing was gained.
Which he could have done if he didn't fake the knee injury. It was a terrible story. And it didn't work anyone. It worked no one. Everyone knew it was
Brad
bullshit.
Gilmore, co-host of the Booker T podcast or whatever. Yeah.
We're not done with Brad.
Neil says, I occasionally use Lance's quote from the fake knee injury. Who the fuck knows? And more importantly, who the fuck cares?
Yes. That's what I said in the review. In the review, I'm like, it looked like Rollins was they look like they're doing a worked knee injury. Who the fuck knows? And honestly, who the fuck cares? That's what I said. That was my review of the fucking Saturday Night's Main Event or whatever it was on.
I was in the chat room too, saying, if you're watching it, welcome, Ibu. Hope you had a Merry Christmas as well. He says when it happened, Michael Cole immediately started screaming, the knee, Seth hurt his knee, which is how you know exactly. If you've watched wrestling if you watched anything, if you're just not a Brad Gilmore-esque, cretin, if you've watched anything ever before, you know when the announcer's screaming that way, when Michael Cole's screaming that way, that it's obviously a work. I mean, it was so obvious in the moment, the way the production shot it and the way that Michael Cole was screaming about it. That's just, they wouldn't bring that much attention to it. So yeah, of course it was a work.
It was so obvious. Ibu, who, by the way, I sent a lovely Christmas text and got no response. So
wow,
I'm not talking to him. We got to continue on.
I didn't get a Christmas text from you.
Well, I talk to you all the time.
Okay, I mean, I would like a Christmas text every so often.
You would like a Christmas text? I send very famous Joe Lanza Christmas texts
never had one.
Christmas.
Yeah, wouldn't know.
Well, I talk to you all the time. We say, "Hey, Merry Christmas!" right before Christmas.
Well, is that it? Is that what the apparently people are getting like big, long,
it seems
memorable things, and I get Merry Christmas, all right, bye, and then you leave, and that's it. Okay.
That's what they're getting too. That lovely Merry Christmas.
You said they're memorable. That's not very memorable. It's just memorable that you're contacting them. Is that the memory? Or are they long? Are they like very personalized? Ibu, I remember in May we had a text discussion. And,
I insert little gimmicks applicable to the recipients.
Okay. See, I don't get those.
My usual wit and candor is what I do. How's that?
Okay.
How's that? Okay. But Ibu's off the list because he didn't respond. I at least appreciate a little response. You know what I'm saying? Like a little, all right, thanks, Joe. You too. Nothing.
Wow.
Nothing.
It's been watching this.
Maybe him in the chat tonight is his response. Maybe that counts. Should that count?
No.
All right, back to Gilmore here. So, oh shit! Did I close the window? No, we're not ending the bit here. There was so much more. Oh, here we go. Brock Lesnar returned. Period.
Yeah,
he didn't expand on that one.
He did. Yeah. Anything else to add to that or no? Okay. Yeah, he did.
No.
Did. Oh, okay.
WWE announced its premium live events for stream on ESPN, partnering with one of the world's most recognizable sports brand.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's going great.
Well, wrestling no longer lives in the shadows of sports culture. It stands alongside it.
Okay.
More just platitudes that mean nothing.
So so Vince got it out of the Smoky Guard armories he got him into the Smoky Guard armories and into big arenas and on TV or whatever. And now WWE still, it's no longer, would you say no longer in the shadow of sports? It's now...
It's
standing side by side with them. Okay. Wow.
It is, it says, wrestling no longer lives in the shadows of sports culture. It stands alongside it, is what he had to say. Okay. The numbers back it up. Okay. Yeah, he's got some evidence now.
Oh, he's got the ESPN numbers or what?
Yes. Millions of global viewers tuned in weekly on Netflix. I guess that's true.
Right? Yeah.
Technically.
Millions-ish, yeah.
WrestleMania 41 drew more than 124,000 fans across 2 nights and generated 1 billion social media views. I guess those are both true as well, right?
Billion. Yeah, sure.
Is that billion true? I don't know if that billion.
A billion social media views? I don't know. Sure. Who cares? Who fucking cares?
Merch and sponsorship revenue shattered previous records. I will say this. These are actual arguments for promotion of the year.
Correct.
Now,
yeah, we got there. As opposed to Brock Lesnar returned, AJ Lee returned, Becky Lynch returned. Yeah, this is what we need.
And for some reason, this next one is part of this paragraph too. Roxanne Perez set a Royal Rumble endurance record that symbolized the rise of the next generation.
So he starts with the hard facts about merch sales and WrestleMania tickets, and also Roxanne Perez was in the Royal Rumble for a long time. Great.
What is that paragraph? That doesn't belong.
No.
That doesn't belong in that paragraph.
Who could forget all the records WWE set last year? Attendance, revenue, Roxanne Perez.
Roxanne Perez setting a Royal Rumble endurance record.
Which happens every year now. Every Paul Levesque booked Royal Rumble has every single time has somebody setting an endurance record. It's so boring and ridiculous at this point. But sure, let's include that in global revenue. And
remember how dry that run was in the Rumble too? She was terrible.
She didn't do anything. No, she did nothing.
Nothing. She was awful.
Well, it's gonna set. What do you say? It's gonna set the precedent for years to come, or
it symbolized the rise of the next generation.
Okay. Yes. And look, Roxanne has had an incredible year. She tried to fuck Dom Mysterio, and now she's mad that Liv Morgan is trying to fuck Dom Mysterio. So she's had a great year, a phenomenal year.
Yes, she's redoing the storyline that Dom and Liv did with Rhea.
Yeah,
because Paul Levesque doesn't have any ideas.
No, his ideas are these hot women want to fuck Dom Mysterio is his great idea that he has.
I don't know. Let's just do it again, but we'll do it with Roxy, is what he said. I don't think he knows that she was Roxy.
I don't think he knows that she was a Roxy in Ring of Honor, but...
That is why Rich Craich, it says Rich Craich, oddly enough.
Wow.
That's why Rich Craich...
I don't even know you, Brad, man. What the fuck?
Without hesitation, WWE was the top promotion in professional wrestling in 2025. So there you go.
Because Roxanne Perez set the endurance record. Yeah.
Financially dominant, creatively ambitious.
Creatively ambitious? What? When?
This year, in the year 2025?
This year? Yeah, 2025 is not the... If you want to say they made a lot of money and they made a lot of content, I'm with you, pal. They absolutely did both those things. Creatively ambitious in 2025? I don't know, man. I don't know about that.
I don't know about that one, Chief. Send him the gift. Do you want to know the uncrowned match of the year?
The uncrowned match of the year. Let me guess first. Can you give me some...
Top 5. You got to give your top 5 matches on a 10 through 6 scoring system. Okay, so they each had this, all the panel from before. Our boy Prashad.
I know he's good. I know he's good for it.
Heffinger, not Scotty Riggs, Jackman, Seahawk, the aforementioned Gilmore, who, by the way, 4 different awards, 5 things to vote for. He went full WWE on the entire card.
Of course.
You would imagine.
Yeah.
And not Dansby Swanson. So those are our panel.
Do we know for sure that Riggs is not Scotty Riggs?
I know for sure. That's definitely not Scotty Riggs.
Okay. All right.
Way too young. Doesn't look like him. All right. So
Fair.
we've got the 7 panelists. They gave 5 matches each. Match of the year, Uncrowned, Rich Kraetsch. I will tell you, you want some help?
You give me a little bit of hints. Yeah. Let me steer me somewhere there, but I'll try to guess it.
There is not a single non-WWE or AEW match. Hold on, no. Wait.
Not even a token. I mean, I know there's not a token like Stardom match or whatever, right?
No, there's not. No Stardom. There is. There's one non-WWE AEW match, and
Okay.
it's not the match of the year. So yeah, there's your hint.
Okay.
It's Takeshita versus Zack Sabre Jr. was the non. It doesn't specify, like, I'm assuming, I don't know which one it is. There were like 3 of them. I don't.
Yeah, I'm guessing. Well, this year did they have? Oh, that's right. They had 3. Right.
They faced each other twice in the G1 and they had the title match.
Yeah,
so I don't know what fucking match that is.
Okay.
It just says Takeshita versus Zack Sabre Jr. and it was Dansby. So I don't. Maybe we could ask Dansby. Probably not though. Whatever. He voted it 4th. Everything else is a WWE or AEW match.
Okay. All right. So you want me to guess what the top 5 was?
Well, just the match of the year. What do you think their match of the year
The
was?
match of the year.
Match of the year.
The match of the year, I'm guessing that their match of the year, if I have to guess from the Uncrowned, was it Bianca Belair, Io Sky, Rhea Ripley from Mania?
It was. That is your Uncrowned match of the year.
I know shitty internet websites and how they vote. I got to tell you right off the dome, I did not look. I have no idea.
I believe you.
Yeah,
I
that's like the perfect one to pick. It was a good match. We all agree it was a good match.
Yeah.
It was a triple threat at WrestleMania, full of the spectacle. It was WWE. It was women, so you can pat yourself on the back a little bit too. We voted a women's match number 1. Look at us, how progressive. So yeah, it fit all the criteria.
Well, it didn't have the most first place votes. Interestingly enough. The second place match, Hangman versus Mox in the fucking shitty Avengers title change it all in, that apparently we were the only ones that didn't like it, had 3 first place votes. But that's actually incorrect. I'm looking at the scoring. It had 2 first place votes and then 2 8-point votes for 36 points. I don't know why it says 3. Cena versus Cody Rhodes also had 2 first place votes. That came in 3rd. So Tony Storm, Mariah May 4th, and then Roman versus Seth versus Punk. Why do I not even remember what that
was? The other Mania. That was the Mania main event.
Punk's
one.
fake Mania main event.
Yes,
right.
yes.
That was
night 1. Night 1 of WrestleMania when he cried that he main evented night 1 of
Punk
WrestleMania.
main eventing night 1 of a buy one get one free spec, as he coined himself.
Yes,
I'm just using his own words. That's what Punk says. That's what Punk called them. But now he's in tears over main eventing the night 1 of the buy one get one free spectacular.
Yes.
That was number 5. Yeah. No, they're asking in the chat if MJF Mystico received any votes. As I noted, no, it did
Of course not. Get out of here.
Only one non AEW WWE match. And that was Takeshita versus Zack Sabre Jr. Take your pick with one. I'm guessing. I don't know. It could have been. I really don't know which.
Yeah,
one.
he probably just submitted it and no one checked him on it. No one said, "Hey, has there been multiple ones?" Or whatever. It's like we that one year, some guy submitted a ballot and it just said Ciampa versus Gargano, and I was like, "Brother, they faced each other 5 times this year. Can you please be more specific as to what your match of the year was, and not just say Ciampa / Gargano? That's not going to work for me, brother."
Yeah. Oh, there's some honorable mentions. Okay, this might clear it up because it says Takeshita Sabre, King of Pro Wrestling, is in the honorable mentions. So the one that got the vote must be the G1 semifinal, I'm guessing.
Okay.
Has to be. That's the only other non-AEW. Even there's 10 honorable mentions, and there's only one other non-WWE or AEW match. And I'm guessing that was Dansby Swanson, who may have voted for that one as well. All right, so that's match of the year. Now we have for some reason, the only three that they did were Breakthrough Wrestler of the Year, Wrestling Moment of the Year, and Wrestling Storyline of the Year. These are weird awards, aren't they?
What are we doing here?
Like, where's the Tag Team of the Year? They didn't even pick a Promotion of the Year. So Breakthrough Wrestler of the Year, I mean, that could just have whatever criteria you apply it to, right? I mean, that's
breaking through. It's not even Rookie of the Year. It's not Most Improved. Breakthrough Wrestler of the Year. So
you have to think normie, first of all.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's probably someone that to you broke through like 7 years ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
but to them,
so is it Javon Evans?
No, it's a good pick. He finished fourth, but I see what you were thinking.
That should have been the pick, but they probably don't watch NXT enough to even know.
I mean, he kind of was a breakthrough wrestler.
Yes, that would be a good pick if I were to vote for a normie. Even not even a normie one. I think he definitely did kind of break through.
I think it's a legit pick for a breakthrough wrestler. Right. Their top choice when you hear it is going to be so obvious to you, but also you're going to be like, my man, that guy broke through in fucking 2018. What are we doing? Kyle Fletcher was their
Kyle Fletcher. Okay,
but it makes sense from their standpoint.
Yeah. That's fair because Jackman has no idea who Kyle Fletcher was until a year and a half ago. Right. So okay,
right. Seahawk, Dansby, Prashad, and Riggs voted him first place. So Gilmore left him were the only panelist who left him entirely off his list. Gilmore went with 5 WWE wrestlers because, of course, he did. He went with Vakir, Dom Mysterio. Okay, I don't understand that one.
Dom Mysterio broke out in 2025?
He broke through years ago. What are we doing?
2023, yeah.
Obafemi, okay.
Okay, that's not a bad one.
Roxanne Perez, I mean, what did she do? I mean, she was in the Royal Rumble for 40 minutes and did nothing and then did nothing else. And Javon Evans. He had Javon Evans 5th. Like, you'd think that Gilmore would have Javon Evans a little higher than that. But it's so funny because everyone voted Fletcher like first place. He's the only guy who didn't vote for him at all. This Gilmore is something else. Takeshita picked up a vote. Honorable mentions. Oh, the honorable mentions are just the same list of the non-top 5. Why would they do that? All right, so they post the chart with all the votes, right? Has the top 5, and then there's a line, and then it's the rest that got votes. And then they also list the honorable mentions separately, but we could see all of those honorable mentions on the chart. Very strange. All right. Storyline of the year. Do you want to take a crack at this one, Rich Craich, of what you think may have gotten the storyline of the year? You have to think like these guys think.
It's got to be Cena's retirement, right? Or heel turn. Cena's heel turn.
Cena's retirement, the heel turn is not listed. That would be more of a moment of the year. So hold that thought on the Cena heel turn.
Okay.
Remember, we have moment of the year, storyline.
Right.
Of the
That's
year.
a better choice for moment of the year. I should. That's good. I need to start thinking about that when we pick our moment of the year, which we will do later in the show, Joe. I don't know if you've been ready for that, but I've been ready for our moment of the year. What a ridiculous award. Okay, so sorry. This is storyline of the year.
Storyline of the year. Cena's retirement finished 4th, but I'll have you know Gilmore had it first.
Of course. Gilmore was enthralled every step of the way.
You would have bet your mortgage and your child that he had that first. That Gilmore had the awful, god-awful,
terrible,
shitty, disgusting, that even the company admits it was awful, John Cena retirement tour. He had it first, yes.
Okay, storyline of the year. Okay, gotta think normie, gotta think WWE.
Can I help you?
You can help me a little bit because if it wasn't Cena's thing, I'm struggling.
The top 3 were all AEW.
Whoa, okay.
That doesn't tell stories. The promotion that does not tell stories.
All right, so storyline of the year, I guess Hangman Page.
Hangman Page
to All In.
Yes, Hangman Page's triumph, as they title it. But yes, same thing. That's the idea. So, Gilmore, by the way, didn't vote for any of these 3 that finished in the top 3. He did not vote for any of the 3. So
I love this guy. You got to hand it to Gilmore. You really do.
He opted for the Vision forms, Punk and AJ versus Seth and Becky.
The Vision forms.
NXT versus TNA. So he opted for Jey Uso's Mania run as storyline of the year.
Yeah.
So Gilmore stinks. He has the worst taste. Is Gilmore awful? Number 2 was Ultimo Mercedes, was number 2. And number 3 was the Broke Bucks, which, come on, panel. That wasn't any good. Come on.
It was horrible.
The Broke Bucks stinks. Awful. But I will say, Naomi's Reinvention is a pretty bad one. That finished 6th. I don't know what Sulla Huffinger's thinking or Jackman on that one. And then some random stuff down the line got some votes. U.S. Title Open Challenge. I don't even know what that's referring to. How about this one? Cross gets over and leaves WWE. That got a vote.
Great. Who voted for that?
Riggs.
Okay. All right. As long as it wasn't my man Prashad, I'm glad.
No, Prashad. Come on.
Prashad.
You got to have more respect for Prashad. He wouldn't do that. He did vote for Cena's retirement tour second.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think we got one left. Wrestling Moment of the Year. And man, I'm just disgusted that this is an actual award given. I mean, this is what wrestling has come to.
Moment of the Year.
Awards for these moments. And you obviously nailed number 1. That's the Cena heel turn. Yes, it did win. Landslide victory. Your boy Gilmore did, in fact, have it first, as you would suspect. 5 WWE picks for Gilmore. Once again on this Moment of the Year. Hangman beats Moxley is number 2. Cena tapping out, number 3. Jey Uso wins the Royal Rumble is number 4. And here's the one that I'm going to be big mad about. I am so fucking mad about this number 5, Rich Craich. And I should not be this mad about anything in these awards. Naomi cashes in was number 5.
Oh, it ruined a great match. It ruined an all-time great match. Oh, one of the worst moments of the year.
Now, only 3 people voted for it, but by the points, it finished 5th. Seahawk, out of your fucking mind. Jackman, what are you thinking? And unfortunately, our boy Prashad had it 5th as well.
Prashad, come on.
Naomi cashes in is the antithesis of a good moment. Okay? It ruined what would have been a 5-star fucking match. It completely ruined it. Okay? For what? For this artificial idea of a moment. So the shittiest wrestler of the 3 can not only come away with the title, but forget that. Nobody cares about these titles. But it completely ruined what was a great, great match. And what this is, Rich, is just a prime example of how different corners of the fandom just value completely different things. They just value completely different things. In our corner of the world, that Naomi cash-in was panned to death by everyone, universally. I remember watching that in our Discord and talking about it after the fact. I was like in the Discord talking about the match as I was watching it the next day. And I didn't know what was about to happen. And people were interested in watching this unfold, right? And our pal, the great historian, Ethan Tyler, was in there. And not just a great historian, but he a massive supporter of women's wrestling and all of that. So he's watching this. He's watching me watch the match. And they're all warning me. John Muse, the whole gang, they're all like, oh, man, Joe's going to fucking explode. So I'm wondering what's going to happen because this match is, like, great. Like, what are they talking about? How could this possibly go off the tracks? They're fucking killing it, right? And I didn't even consider that they would do a cash-in in this match. This match was on its way to being a fucking masterpiece. A masterpiece. And then Naomi cashed in and ruined it all. It just goes to show. I don't know what these people are want. Like, who could want this when you're watching pro wrestling? Apparently, Seahawk, Jackman, and Prashad. They want this. I don't get it. I can't think like these people. We're just on completely different planes and universes when it comes to this stuff. If you thought Naomi cashing in was a great moment and not something that completely ruined a fantastic match.
Well, the other thing, too, about that, the moment is, and we talked about this at the time too, the idea here is that Naomi is supposed to be a heel, that this heel is cashing in, but their fans and apparently Jackman, Seahawk, and our guy, unfortunately, has fallen under this guise of the moment being she cashed in and everybody cheered and everybody was jumping up and down and yelling and screaming and they're so happy and you deserve it and all this sort of stuff. And it was the exact opposite of what you wanted that moment to be. But To these people, it's just a moment, right? It doesn't matter if it works. It doesn't matter if it's bad. It doesn't matter if it's what the character is supposed to be. It's just a moment. A thing happened in front of them, so thus it is great, right? Like that's essentially,
yes.
As we're concluding this story and concluding this segment, that's essentially what all you need to do is a thing. As long as you do a thing.
Do a thing that no one's expecting, and it's great. It's a moment. It's
right.
great.
And just in general, do a thing. Because you have Gilmore saying, here are things that happened. And that is why WWE is the promotion of the year.
Exactly.
Because this thing happened. And then this thing happened. And then WWE
no analysis
is on this platform now. And now this thing happened. And then this person did this. And it's like, all you need to do is things. If things happen on the brand that they like, then you're good. So it's and then moments, it's just, it had to be a thing. It had to be a thing, and it had to be a moment. And it didn't matter if the moment ruined a great match, a legitimately great match between two great wrestlers that could have really set the stage for women's wrestling in 2025 and could have been the preeminent women's match in 2025 that is now completely ruined, or it didn't get Naomi over as a heel because it just didn't, it didn't matter.
Because you cheered her.
Because everybody cheered her, and you deserve it, and all that sort of stuff. Anyway,
moment. It didn't right. Again, this is like the Rollins fake injury. It wasn't even a good story.
Right. It was just a thing that happened.
It's just a thing that happened.
And also, Naomi had that title for, I guess, obviously there's reasons why she got rid of it. Obviously, I think she got pregnant, so that's why she had to get rid of it. But like, the moment ended up being, I don't know what the grand plan was supposed to be or whatever.
Is your point?
I don't know.
Impact or anything. And it didn't even work in the because she's like, it didn't get any heat.
Right.
She's supposed to get heat, and it didn't get any heat. It was a failure from that standpoint. But this takes us to our conversation we had on Instant Reaction Live. I think that this idea of heat, I just think it essentially barely exists, if it exists at all anymore, honestly. That's another good example where fans were just happy to see a surprise, and so they cheered. They cheered her like a babyface, even though the idea was she was supposed to be a heel ruining things and stealing a title.
You deserve it. You deserve it is what she got.
Yeah. It's the rant we did in real time when we reviewed it. I don't know if I did that with you or by myself, but the point, when I talked about it, was like, well, it didn't even intend to serve its intended goal, but maybe it did, because I don't think, as we talked about on Instant Reaction Live, I don't think they give a fuck anymore whether something gets heat or doesn't get heat. As long as it gets a reaction, then it's successful, and people throw awards at it and think it was good. The bottom line is wrestling can be and has been and hopefully at some point can be better than just fleeting moments that don't serve the objective of the story. And, maybe, and hopefully we can get back to where we're looking for some substance with things as opposed to just a list of things happening. But the current WWE fan base and people like Gilmore, all shtick aside, they're just looking for things happen. Give me something. Give me a thing to happen.
Right.
Just give me a list of things that happen. Roxanne Perez lasted 40 minutes in the Royal Rumble, and Michael Cole mentioned it was a record, so that must have been a good. Well, what wasn't any good?
Yeah, what did it mean for Roxanne? Analyze her performance. Analyze.
Was it interesting? Yeah. Did she have interesting eliminations? Did she survive elimination in an interesting way? Did she do different things that no one's ever done? No, she was just in it for a long time.
Right, and what did it mean for the rest of her year? What did it mean for the rest of her 2025?
Nothing.
She had a completely insignificant year.
Totally insignificant. So it's like. But it's a thing that happens and they talk about, and their audience is happy with that. And it's why I struggle so much to connect with that company on any level. It's just so vapid and empty. So anyway, that's the Uncrowned Awards.
Well, congratulations to.
Which I don't think we're totally awful or anything. Look, awards are simply a reflection of the voting body and whatever that corner of the fandom might be. Which is why we didn't really talk about the SI thing either, because all the piss baby, soiled diaper WWE fans got real mad at that because AEW won some awards. And it's like, it's a panel of, it's like Alba said, it's a panel of 6 people just fucking vote. It's not that big a deal. Relax. And it's like, yeah, some of these, we had fun with this Uncrowned thing, and some of them were silly, and I feel like some of them were bad choices, but it's like I told you when you were guessing them. You got to think like they're thinking, to figure out what they would pick for some of these things. there's zero non-WWE or AEW representation in these awards. So how mad can you really get about it? It's just like, all right, they don't watch everything, so it's like, it's not part of your corner of the fandom. So it's whatever. They thought Sky, Belair, and Ripley was match of the year, and good for them. It's you have some fun with it, and but I think the people that were coming at the SI guy, I don't even want to get. You shouldn't even go down that road. But it's awards season, so I'm sure we'll be talking about the Observer Awards soon enough. But unplanned segment.
But a very good one. Unplanned, Uncrowned is the best. I do enjoy. I always
doing it.
I enjoy Unplanned, Uncrowned. I completely forgot about their year-end awards. We had a lot of fun with that last year, and we had a lot of fun this year too. So I highly anticipate if the Uncrowned is still around next year. Which,
well, the
God
problem is CMLL and Mystico are going to do very well in the Observer Awards. Which I mean. I think the Observer Awards, if you're looking for well-rounded awards that do the best possible job encompassing the whole world of wrestling, they're never perfect. And generally, Lucha is very overlooked in those awards historically. But I think CMLL obviously is going to do very well this year. I think Mystico is going to win Wrestler of the Year. I think CMLL is going to win Promotion of the Year. And it's almost unfortunate because it's going to result in a backlash from the worst people in the fandom. And it's going to bring undue negative attention to CMLL and produce just mind-numbingly stupid narratives, banter, debates for weeks on end. That's going to happen. I mean, we saw it to a small extent when Dave defended the idea of CMLL and Mystico being contenders for these things. And, people flat out saying, well, if it doesn't happen in the U.S., it shouldn't count. What's the big deal about selling out the same building, twice a week or every Friday? And
it's just tourists or whatever. Yeah, just complete.
With no,
well, they probably don't even know that. Honestly, they probably don't even know about the tourists.
They don't know
stuff.
People don't know anything. And they don't. Yeah, they don't know that. They just it's their precious favorite promotion isn't getting every flower thrown at them. I talk about this every year with the Observer Awards, which to me usually are pretty accurate. I disagree with some. I agree with others. It is what it is. But there's something about WWE fans where if they don't get every platitude, if they don't get every ounce of praise that there is to get, they're deeply offended by it. Not everything's for you. And when I say that, I'm talking to WWE fans. Not everything's for you. It's it works this way with anything. And the deeper you go into the world of cinema, the more artsy those picks become. And it's like, well, that's not for someone who watches Marvel movies. When there's end of the year critics' choices for the top films of the year, and it's these, nose in the air type critics who are, picking, from the standpoint of being true film lovers, they're not going to pick your fucking Marvel movie. And that's okay. That's not everything is for you. And it's the same thing with these they don't understand that not everything's for them. And it's not, but they take deep offense if not every, it's like there's such insecurity in their fandom because everyone doesn't love it. So I think that was the crux of the SI issue from last week that we didn't even bother discussing. That's always the crux of it, Rich. That's the crux of it when the Observer Awards come out and they don't go. There's years where most of the Observer Awards are WWE picks and they still get mad because it's not every category.
Right.
There was a couple years ago, and maybe it was last year. It was either last year or the year before, where it's like most of the awards are WWE picks, but if a couple of AEW or New Japan picks slip in there, these people get deeply offended. Like it's some kind of crime because they didn't, clean sweep it. I mean, to me, it speaks to insecurity. So I don't know. We'll talk about the Observer Awards, and unless Dave puts them out like March again, we'll talk about them in a few weeks. I guess.
He's been a little bit better about doing it earlier every year, so hopefully, because there was one year where it was like March, and I was like, I don't care to even talk about these anymore. We're so deep into the following year that I had no interest in talking about it. But he's been getting them up a little bit sooner, so hopefully we'll have that. We have our match of the year coming up very soon too, Voices of Wrestling match of the year, and there'll be some details trickling out about that. If you listen to this, there is going to be a way to request a ballot as well. So keep an eye out for that.
You're really slacking. I thought you were blowing it off because you've been. I haven't heard nothing about it this year.
Nah, I kick it off like January. I don't want
for the whole year to finish. That's right.
Yeah.
There's matches happening tonight.
Exactly right. Yuma Anzai and Kento Miyahara. That's happening in a couple hours. That thing could kick ass. Who knows?
Yeah.
Gleet had Al Lindemann and TJP, man. Great match. Seen those guys on the Gleet. Been watching a lot of this stuff going on Wrestle Kingdom weekend. Excited about it. We're going to preview some of that stuff here a little bit. But that's the Uncrowned. Unplanned Uncrowned, as I said, always good. Real quick, since we're talking about American wrestling, then we'll go heavy Japanese for the rest of the show. Brandon Thurston had an article on Post Wrestling about the Vince McMahon WWE Endeavor, all the relationships going on between those. So essentially, and I recommend reading this. It's at postwrestling.com. We'll have a link in the show notes. If we don't, though, just look up Brandon Thurston Post Wrestling. You'll be able to find it there. All part of court evidence from a shareholder lawsuit about WWE, I believe in Delaware, about WWE not getting the most value from its sale to Endeavor. So essentially, the shareholders of WWE saying that when the sale went down, WWE clearly seemed to favor selling to Endeavor and maybe didn't put the sale up to an open market and get the most possible value that they could. So that's what this lawsuit's about. And there was a bunch of text messages and other things that then resulted and were available from that lawsuit. Brandon got a hold of them and kind of analyzed them and broke it down in extensive detail. Again, it's extensive detail. I'm just going to hit the quick big points and feel free to add anything that you noticed, Joe, that we can talk about. But big highlights were, and this piece started off with this, and I thought this was a pretty important part to start off with, was on the day that Vince announced his retirement, the original July 2022, when you and I did an instant reaction to Vince McMahon retiring. I did it from the weight room of a hotel, Best Western in Western Michigan. We did that night when he announced his retirement. Endeavor president Mark Shapiro texted his colleagues and said, here's what's going to happen. Stephanie and Nick are going to take over. They're going to lead for 9 months. Vince is going to come back and he's going to sell it to us, is what he said. Guess what? Stephanie and Nick Khan took over. Vince returned and they sold the company. The only part he got wrong is it wasn't 9 months, it was 6 months. But everything else he said on that day, July 2022, exactly right. Perfectly accurate.
Just a great prediction,
yep.
I think. Just a dead on the nose, great prediction. Nothing to see here.
No.
I'll just move along.
Just nailed it perfectly, right down to who the two executives would be, and then when he'd come back. So again, he just missed it by 3 months, but other than that, pretty good. So,
did you know Microsoft has officially ended support for Windows 10? Upgrade to Windows 11 with an LG Gram laptop, voted PC Mag's Reader's Choice Top Laptop Brand for 2025. Thin and ultra lightweight, the LG Gram keeps you productive anywhere. And Windows 11 gives you access to free security updates and ongoing feature upgrades. Visit lgusa.com/iHeart for great seasonal savings on LG Gram laptops with Windows 11. PC Mag Reader's Choice used with permission. All rights reserved.
Internal communications, the big part of this, and I think one of the more interesting parts about this that's not getting a lot of play, is that Endeavor executives wanted, obviously, Vince McMahon to return because that would help them facilitate not necessarily a purchase of WWE from Endeavor, but rather Endeavor breaking off UFC from their business, merging UFC with WWE to create TKO, and thus offsetting a lot of Endeavor's debt, because Endeavor was just drowning in debt. And
creating the separate TKO company.
Exactly. So instead of absorbing all that into Endeavor and Endeavor making the purchase, it was more of a kind of weird sort of merger deal where you create TKO and creates its own new company or whatever, which is what happened. And it worked out quite well because now they're making shit tons of money. So that works. But again, he thought that you needed Vince involved in that. And that's the other reason. That's the other big thing about this too, is that there's a lot of evidence about the coordination of WWE, McMahon, and Endeavor, particularly Mark Shapiro and Ari Emanuel, that Endeavor was being favored because McMahon could stay in power. So McMahon was really looking for a partner that he could sell to where he knew that he would stay in power. And they wanted Vince McMahon to stay in power because that helped them better create the TKO thing.
The too long didn't read here is that this was a backdoor handshake deal between McMahon and Endeavor to ensure that Endeavor would end up being the buyer which again is illegal with a publicly traded company where you have to do what's best for the investors and consider and take the best deal and all those things. And this was secretly bypassed. And this is all of the evidence that may have been the case. Shapiro predicting almost down to the day of what was going to happen and when it was going to happen, the internal communications, and then some of these other details that Rich is about to get to, like McMahon and Ari Emanuel maintaining contact during his public retirement, including an in-person meeting at a steakhouse just 2 weeks after McMahon stepped down,
which also was attended with Stephanie and Nick Khan.
He brought yes, Vince brought Stephanie and Nick Khan to that, and lots of text message communications that are very cryptic, and also a lot of the communication being moved to the Signal app, which deletes itself and is untraceable and those sorts of things, which obviously means there was a lot of communication that they were trying to hide, right? So that's kind of where this story is going now, and Brandon does a nice job laying out in detail each step of the way, each one of these pieces of potential evidence that this sale was always in the bag, and the idea that they were up for bidding was always a farce, and that it was always going to go to Endeavor, and the plan was for Vince to always come back and then be guaranteed a spot on the TKO board and all of those things as well. So, and then there's actually some email communications of some of the other potential bidders who by the end of this realized that what was happening.
Right. Particularly Liberty Media, who they own Formula One and a bunch of other things. I think they used to own the Atlanta Braves. I don't know if they still own the Atlanta Braves, but their guys essentially, they put in bids. And these other two companies that wanted it was Liberty, and I forget the other one that wanted it. They put in bids, and Endeavor's bid was higher. But what happened was Endeavor's initial bid was higher, and then WWE just said, okay, there you go. Endeavor gave us the highest bid. We're good.
That's it. We're going to take that one.
And Liberty's like, whoa, hold on a minute. We didn't get a chance to give you another bid.
Counter offer.
Yeah, we thought this was a negotiation. We thought this was and then that's eventually, I forget the guy's name, but eventually he's talking to another one of his colleagues from Liberty Media and just goes, yeah, this was already a pre-wired situation, or this was all pre-wired or whatever is what he said. Because someone's like, well, why didn't we get a chance to do this? And he's just like, dude, you know what? They were just going to sell to Endeavor anyway. They wanted our bid just so they could kind of sort of say that they had it in the open market, but we weren't really given a chance to offer up anything else. So yeah, it was already pre-wired. So just move on. We'll work on something else, essentially, is what Liberty Media said.
Yeah. So that's the crux of the article but again, I feel like this will probably go nowhere. It seems like they're always Teflon in these situations, and but there is some damning evidence in there. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I'm not privy enough to how these sorts of things typically go. This is not my corner of the universe or something that I'm well versed in. It seems like there's a lot of smoking guns if you go through the whole article that would indicate that this was a pre-made deal. That benefited both sides. Obviously, Vince with the promise that he'd be kept in power, because these other entities may have just ousted him, especially with all of the controversy swirling around him, right? But he knew that Emmanuel would keep him around. And, Emmanuel promising to keep him around is the crux of McMahon promising to, because remember, he had all the voting power, right? So there's so many intricacies at play here.
I forgot that Shapiro also said that Vince McMahon would come back to power by adding 2 voters to the board that would then help him get back. So again, another thing that he just,
which is how it played out,
perfectly nailed. Unbelievable.
And why do you think all of those times when WWE started doing those post-show pressers that we were imploring people to ask Levesque why his wife mysteriously left the company out of nowhere, and ask him why they voted Vince out and then voted him back in? It's to get Levesque on record to say something for when this kind of shit eventually happens.
Not the time nor the place, Joe. Not the time nor the place.
Not the time or the place, apparently. No one had the guts to ask him those questions. Maybe he'll blow them off. Maybe he won't. We see how bad he is with the media. He gets very flustered under pressure, Levesque. We've seen it a million times. He may have said something stupid. He may have said something damning. He may have said something smart. But we don't know, because nobody asked him any of these questions. And this is why those questions at that time were so important to ask. It's your only crack at them. They don't do them anymore. You're not going to get another crack at this. And what else were we saying at the time? They're not going to do these things forever. They're going to smarten up and stop doing them. And the writing was on the wall when they stopped inviting real people to them. That's how you knew they were going to stop doing them. When the Brandon Thurstons of the world and the post-wrestlings of the world stopped getting invited, and they were inviting, wrestling cosplayers and people who bought special ticket packages and, fucking content creators instead. And safe people who they knew were never going to ask these kinds of questions. And then hand-picking who they were going to hand the microphone to. They weren't going to keep flying close to the sun and risk getting burned by handing Brandon Thurston a microphone. So they just stopped inviting him or anyone else that was going to ask a real question. And which is why we were screaming and yelling about taking advantage of that opportunity, and nobody did.
Yeah.
Nobody asked him those two questions. And it would have been nice to have an on-record answer from him 2 years ago as to now that a story like this breaks. No one listens to us. Yeah, we're not the time or the place is what we're told. You guys just want to be fake journalists. Why do you want to make them look bad? It's a kayfabe press conference. Bullshit. If Levesque is sitting up there, I don't give a shit if he's in a character. You ask him whatever you want to ask him. That's infuriating to even look back on and think about.
It's so bad because he was up.
People were about that shit.
He was standing up at these podiums, these lecterns, or whatever you want to say, these tables, whatever. He was sitting there during all of this as it was all going on, and not a single person asked him anything about any of this. One person asked him one time, I forget what it was, I forget who did, and he said, "No, I haven't read the lawsuit." Yeah, I know I haven't read it yet. I've been very busy. I haven't read it yet.
So the next presser, the first question should have been, did you have time to read the lawsuit about your father-in-law and the company you're running? Did you have time to read that lawsuit yet? And he should have been asked that until he answered.
Mm-hmm. Or like I always said, the easy question, and you don't even have to say, how did Stephanie get involved in this Vince McMahon situation? Simply ask, why did your wife quit the only job she's ever had, and what's she doing right now? Or you want to say, hey, what's Stephanie up to right now? We saw that she left WWE. What is her current status? What is she doing? And what's her current status with the company? Something, anything. Nobody even had bothered to ask, where's your wife and why'd she quit? Or like you said, the question that you really should have asked is, what changed between the time when you voted Vince McMahon out of the board and you voted him back into the board? What changed?
Well, maybe it was your last note here. Nick Khan and Paul Levesque appeared to be aware of McMahon and Endeavor's plan and were influenced by the promise of significant bonuses upon the merger's completion.
Oh, would you look at that?
Maybe that has something to do with it.
Maybe.
Or the fact that at that point it was just a formality. We get that. But you have to ask him and get an answer. You have to ask him and get something, some kind of answer. Maybe he'll no comment you. Okay. But at least have the guts to get up there and ask. Instead, we got nothing. I'm telling you, that fool probably would have said something at some point if he kept getting asked.
He gets flustered very quickly.
He can't even handle the mildest of criticism before he gets flustered. We've seen it a million times. So, anyway, that's
because what did Sharpio ask him that he just came unglued about?
Oh, the Lucas Sharpio thing.
Yeah, it was like nothing, right? It was like a nothing question.
It's. I mean, that's Levesque. I mean, he is notoriously, he gets notoriously flustered if anything, which is part of the reason they stopped doing these things. They tried to reel it back and just invite, the softest, most, harmless, quote unquote, media people possible. And then they just completely shuttered them. I mean, we knew that was going to happen.
Of course.
That was just a matter of time. We predicted that too. Didn't take Quasimodo. I mean, easiest prediction ever. But now here we are. It would have been nice to get something out of him.
It was about Drew Gulak, is what the chat room's telling us. He asked about Drew Gulak and the situation with Ronda Rousey, but that was not the time nor the place for that either, I guess. So to talk to the head of creative in the company.
Levesque went on a rant about reporters and dirt sheets not knowing anything and blah, because he lost his cool.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like, if somebody had someone had asked him anything about this Vince thing, what I would have done is there was that one press conference that he did like a day or two after some bombshell Vince news came, and nobody asked him. I remember us just being like, this is insane. Like, every question should be about this. Like, or a Mark should ask some stupid question, but the next guy that gets it should, and you as journalists should rally behind that and think, okay, here we go. This is let's work together to but we're a lost art on this. So forget it, whatever. Eat at Arby's. Who fucking cares? So, all right.
Yeah.
So we'll ask him, hey, Triple H, you have the momentum of a runaway train. How is it creating the show? And they went,
Real question, by the way. That got asked multiple times.
Right.
Yeah.
Why are you so good at booking? Why are you so good at putting together shows, Paul?
Yeah, or they'll ask about the city that they were just in.
Yeah. When are you going to come back to Las Vegas? We love Las Vegas.
Sacramento was just fantastic. What a great host to the city.
It's always been a place we've loved to work in, Sacramento.
The way they treated us here, because they wrote you a $30 million check for you to fucking, of course.
Right. Yeah. Paid you $30 million in taxpayer money to come run a show.
Throw in a couple, it's what we do. Throw in a couple of those, and you got the Levesque experience at the press conference.
Global brand.
It's what we do. We tell stories.
God damn it. Anyway, well, that's the Endeavor thing. So. We should also know one of the stories that's been making the rounds, and something that I couldn't believe, because everybody's like, I can't believe it. What the heck? We talked about this the night of, is that Vince, when he came back, ripped up the creative and said, hey, here's what's going to happen here. And after getting convinced by Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns, decided, all right, Cody, you're not winning this year. You're going to win next year, maybe. But Roman's winning this year. And we talked about it the night of. So I'm always surprised when people either push back on that. No.
Now we have text message evidence that he had some kind of hand in it at minimum.
Yeah, and Dave Meltzer's been on record for as long as we've talked about it too, that in the lead up to it, it was obviously supposed to be Cody defeats Reigns. Everybody knew that. It was all built for that. It was all ready for that. And then something happened. A switch happened like a couple of days before, a week before, whatever. And the switch was, and that you can kind of see it from these text messages, and Dave kind of reiterated it too. And something that we talked about the night of is that Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns said, what if he doesn't win? What if we win and we do it for another year? How about we try for another year and see how it goes there? And Vince said, God damn it, I love it. And that's when he texted those people and said, do Cody and Roman know the new creative or whatever? So... Yeah, that's what happened. We talked about it the night of, that a switch flipped, that it was always supposed to be Cody, and then something happened last minute, and it switched to Roman. And I also love this, too, because that's another thing that's like a feather in Paul Levesque's cap about the booking decision, the guts to have Roman win and go back to Cody. What does this guy ever have any good creative decisions?
Well, does he even decide on the top level stuff?
Another great question to ask. Yes.
Yeah, it's he's always getting overruled by Vince or The Rock or whoever the fuck.
Paul.
When the final boss shows up,
that night of, we said he's like the fifth most important guy in that company right now. That night of, go listen to that WrestleMania Instant Reaction Live, and we said Paul Heyman, Roman Reigns, John Cena, The Rock, Vince McMahon, all more important. And can all overrule Paul Levesque at a moment's notice if they want to.
Listen, Paul, I'm the final boss. I don't know why I sound like Barack Obama. But you need to go worry about damage control, baby. We're talking about the main event here. The money matches. You got nothing to do with this. Goosebumps. I'm pointing at my firearm. That, yes.
Yeah.
Why he's wearing that gaudy vest? Yes.
Gaudy vest with his Terramana, drinking a little glass of Terramana. Yeah.
Then he takes a swig and they shove little Paul along his way.
Right. And Paul Heyman walks into Levesque's office with the guise of convincing Paul that this is what you should do, even though if Paul says no, he's just going to go to somebody higher and tell him, Mr. Levesque, if I may, a moment of your time. I've been thinking that perhaps it might be
my name is Paul Heyman. Then he goes into
right.
I have consulted the tribal chief, and we have decided. I mean, that's totally how it goes.
Absolutely right.
Heyman
after careful consideration, myself and the tribal chief Roman Reigns have decided
that is not going to work for us, brother. This is how it's going to go. Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
Yes.
And then Paul Levesque works on damage control.
Damage control, baby. That's what he works on.
Ibu in the chat room says, The Rock pisses in his Voss water bottle. Yeah. 1 second. The Rock's got to pee. Gets out the Voss water. Has his assistant run over with the Voss water bottle so he can piss in it.
Hold on, Paul.
Yeah, right.
The final boss has to pee in this gay water bottle. And then he pees in the water bottle. Yeah. Absolutely.
Best part, when are we going to get The Rock? He's got to be coming back again soon, right?
The final boss is getting antsy.
He's got to be thinking about it,
He's
right?
getting antsy. Yes. I hope so. I love when the Disruptor shows up.
It's the best. It's so good.
I love it. I would love for the Disruptor to show up come Mania.
The discourse is so great.
It's a nice paycheck for him too. So
yeah,
he's got to fit it in between making some fucking Moana movie or something. And,
yeah, what's he doing? What's the Rock doing right now? The Mark Hunt movie's done, so I don't know what the Rock's working on right now.
Not doing that DC gimmick anymore, right? And he get booted off of that.
No, he's definitely not doing that one anymore.
That didn't work out.
No, it did not. No.
Final boss couldn't throw his weight around with that one.
Let me look at the Dwayne Johnson filmography and see. Moana, you're right. There's another Moana movie coming out.
I didn't even know the other one came out.
Oh, this is a live action one. Okay, so there's
That's
Moana.
The live action one. That's the one he was filming last year.
Oh, yeah, right. What the fuck? And then a untitled Jumanji sequel. So,
all right. I don't think Robin Williams will be in that one. But
he's a tough get these days. I don't think he'll be in that one either.
So. He got the AI.
That's true.
He got the AI.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get Robin Williams in there. Little Patch Adams. So I hope the Disruptor shows up again.
We
right
need
around.
him. We got him. Have him.
Yeah, maybe he'll bring Travis Scott with him again, and he can potato somebody else and break their eardrum. And
there are honest to God
again.
people like Brad Gilmore that hated when The Rock came.
Yeah,
you and I couldn't have been happier. We were so happy we did a show that night. Remember?
Yeah,
that was what spawned Flagship Plus. It was called like Special Flagship or something like that. Because you and I were both home and we're like, we got to talk about the Disruptor, man. He's disrupted. It's so good in the fucking vest, and the goosebumps, and the glasses.
I'm like Jeremy Giambi getting asked about partying in Vegas and Moneyball. I love it. I love when the Disruptor shows up. I don't deny it. I love it.
We're the last people alive that love the Disruptor and love Brock Lesnar when he shows up because it's just the discourse is so good.
This Brock run's been kind of dry, though. I got to be honest.
This one stinks. Yeah, this one's no good.
I haven't been into this Brock run.
Or Goldberg. Goldberg's the other one, too. We were the last Goldberg enjoyers as well.
Yeah. Yeah, the Disruptor. I am locked in. That you want to get me to turn on Netflix?
Fiend. Get the Fiend. I want it with Travis and the fucking
Get the
song.
Disruptor in there. Absolutely.
Get those goosebumps.
Every time on College Football 26 when you're about to kick off, Fiend.
Yeah, you're thinking of the Disruptor. I know you are.
I stand up. I do it with my hand. Fiend.
You tap the goose. You tap the 5-arm.
Yeah, absolutely. The goosebumps.
Yep.
Like, let's go. Kent State. Let's win a natty. Absolutely.
What's this stupid film studio? $7? You think of the $7?
$7.
You point at your heart.
Yeah.
You point at the goosebumps.
Yeah, man. The dumb vest.
Yeah, my favorite Disruptor moment from last year was when he heard about, like, he obviously got bad feedback about the Netflix debut. Because he just meandered about and killed all their storylines for years. And then he knew it sucked, so then he went on NXT, perhaps under the influence of Terramana, and just went nuts for no reason, completely off script and completely out of character.
Half in the bag.
Yeah,
definitely.
That was my favorite Disruptor moment last year.
He had to address the haters.
So he goes on his daughter's show and just addresses his enemies on NXT. It was so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's swearing.
On NXT of all places.
Yeah, he's like swearing. He's going off. They don't know what the hell's going on. He's going off the cuff. It's just so good. God.
And they're stuck with that talentless zilch of a daughter of his. Stuck with her. Oh my God. She is the shits. She can't complete a sentence.
No.
She's
she can't talk. Yeah, it's a
and
bad.
They're stuck with her. They're just stuck with her. What are you going to do?
They can't fire her.
He's on the fucking board. He's the final boss. You can't get rid of her.
Hey, you're going to fire Ava? Good luck with that.
She would have been fired years ago if she was anybody else. Years ago. Woman has zero talent. Not an ounce of talent in that woman. What the hell were we even talking about?
Just Endeavor.
Lawsuits.
Yeah, just the
Endeavor
lawsuit.
shit.
Yeah,
the potential lawsuit.
I'm just, my heart's just fluttering at how great the Disruptor was all year. That's my moment of the year. All of the Disruptor's moments is my moment
Disruptor.
of the year.
Yeah.
The Netflix debut where he just, I don't really care about Cody. That doesn't really matter. John Cena's fine. You know, all these guys just like, what is happening? Why did he just
blew it all up?
Why did he blow every storyline off and then 2 months later decided, fuck that, I'm the final boss. Let's go. And it's like, all right.
What's the difference? Cena blew it off himself a couple months later.
So this was the creative. What did Gilmore say? A creatively
says Gilmore's
daring, creatively daring or something. I think he said
creatively ambitious, creatively ambitious company. Like they just start storylines and then the wrestlers themselves come on the air and just say, we didn't mean it.
That was no good. That was no good.
Psych.
That's stunk.
over.
So we're not doing that anymore.
We're gonna take a mulligan on the last 4 months. It never happened. Please disregard.
Let's preview Wrestle Kingdom here. You ready to do that?
Okay.
Oh, sorry. World's End. Any fallout from World's End that you wanted to touch on?
There really hasn't been.
Everyone seems healthy.
We covered it all.
Everybody seems okay. Yeah.
Live. Yeah. I don't really want to do this Regal thing.
Oh God, no. No.
I have no interest.
No,
zero. I don't care enough to do the Regal thing. So there's that. There's Tony Khan with Case Low. We already directed people to go watch that. It's all quiet on the AEW front as we head into 2026.
Right. They had a decent pay-per-view.
To know.
New Year's Smash was a good. It looks like a good show on paper. So that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. You will be shocked to know that in that interview with Case, Tony Khan said that he thinks 2025 was the best year AEW has ever had. He says that every year. Tony, you say that every year, and I know you have to say that. Don't get me wrong. He can't be like, I don't know. I think we had a better year last year.
A lot better, but it's fine.
Well, you could also not say it, right? Like he says it every year. Does he really think every year is the best year that AEW has ever had? Maybe he really thinks that. Maybe he thinks they're just better every single year. But I don't think he really thinks it, Rich. Do you think he really thinks that?
I don't think so.
He can't really think that, right?
No. Well, again, it rings hollow a couple of years when we know that. Like last year, there was no way he thought last year was the best year AEW ever had. But he said it was.
No. Oh, yeah. Yeah. 23. He really thought 23 was the best year they ever had? Did he really think that? He might have thought it because I think he liked the Brochazos.
No, I think he liked the 23. 24 is
He can't think that's their best year.
No,
he can't think
24 was indefensible.
He can't really think that. But do you think he thinks it about 25?
I think he thinks 25 was a really good year. I think nailing that TV deal to him was a big deal.
Good point.
You know what I mean? Like that was now we're finally financially
solvent.
Yeah. So I could see him thinking that. Yeah, we got our live attendance is somewhat back. It's not cratering like it was before. At the very least, it's leveled out. We have a new TV deal. We have distribution on Max. Like, I think there's enough there for him to think, from the business-wise. Creatively, I don't know. Yeah. There was a number of creative hits this year, I'd say, in AEW. There was some stuff I didn't really love, but I would say from the business aspect, if you're the president of the company, I'd say 2025 is a pretty fucking great year.
Yeah, he might really think it this year. He might think it. He's going to say it next year.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. I really think this was our best year ever, Case. I think 2026 was
holding the coffee cup. Yeah.
The empty coffee cup. Are you with me now that it's just a nervous device, like to do something with his hands? There's no coffee in that cup, right? If there is, it's stone cold.
Because he's never sipping from it. He's never sipping from it. You're right.
It's just so he has something to do with his hands. It's become like his little trademark.
Yeah.
He's got you know what I mean?
And someone who's always fidgeting with my hands the entire time, I absolutely see it. And every time I've had to do an on-camera interview, I've had a coffee cup with me and grab it and move it around and all that stuff. Yeah, so I see where he's coming from. I'm holding a bracelet right now. I have all these little knickknacks on my desk because I'm very fidgety and I don't want to click. I usually click a pen all day, but I don't want to do that on a show. That's no fun. So,
I had a boss once. The big bosses were coming in, right? So my boss was all nervous that day, and the big bosses show up, and I didn't have to say anything. I just had to stand there while my boss talked to the big bosses and answered all the questions, right? So he finishes up with them, and I think everything went well. The big bosses walk away. My boss turns to me, and he's like talking through his teeth. He's like, "Get your hands out of your pockets." I was like, "What?" He goes, "Take your hands out of your pockets right now." And I was like, "Okay." He's like, "It makes you look weak." And I was like, "I'd never heard that before."
Wow.
He's like,
"Okay.
If your hands are in your pockets, you're subconsciously saying that you're helpless and you're weak. Get your hands out of your pockets." And I still kind of think that's a load of bullshit. Like, I think I just had my hands in my pockets because what the fuck else am I supposed to be doing with my hands when I'm not the one talking?
Right, you're a little you're casual-ish guy back there. You're not supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just standing there in case they address me, which they didn't. You know what I mean? So what do you want me to do? Do you want me to have my hands behind my head like Mr. Anderson waiting for fucking Tito Ortiz? What am I supposed to be doing with my hands then? Am I supposed to be doing a double thumbs up and fucking like
on
what
your
am
hips?
I doing?
Yeah, hands on your hips. Like where do my hands go?
Like,
cross-armed would be that's bad mojo
cross-armed
too.
is awful.
Yeah.
See, I always thought cross-armed was bad body language because you're like, ugh, I don't want to be here, or I'm standoffish. You know what I mean? Hands in the pockets to me is just like casual and like, oh yeah, I'm cool. I'm not.
Especially if you got the one leg a little out, you got the one leg in front of the back leg, and then the hands are in the. Yeah, that's how I would usually handle that situation. His hands in the pocket.
That guy. I mean, I'll never forget that. Like his eyes were bugging out of his head. He's like, "Oh, don't fucking do that. Don't get your hand there." But this guy had a lot of psychopathic things. Like he would. There was no such thing as you couldn't throw paper in the garbage because he was like, we could print something on the other side of that sheet of paper and we could save hundreds of dollars a year. And even if it was something on both sides, like we could print something on the bottom quarter of that side of the paper. I'm like, all right, this guy's just a fucking lunatic.
It's a fucking ream of paper, brother. It's okay.
Yeah, it's just, if you need me to pay the $50 every 4 months for another case of paper, I'm more than happy if we could avoid this conversation because I can't be stressed every day at work wondering whether I should print something on the 1/8 of this blank sheet of paper that you refuse to throw out. This guy had stacks of fucking papers that already had shit printed on them and notes taken on them all over the fucking office because he insisted on printing. Yeah. This was the don't put your hands in your pockets guy. So he was, he also would take cigarette breaks like every 8 minutes. I'm sure he's dead at this point. He's just the most anxious, but not your kind of anxious, like the other kind of anxious.
Like wired too tight anxious,
yes,
not like anxious about the world and your life or whatever, just wired too tight anxious.
Right, just the walls are always closing in, everything's crashing down, I'm going to get fired any day, and I like that kind of anxious.
Like like he's sweating, like actively sweating all the time, anxious.
Yeah, everything's a fucking problem. You could do a sales record that day and it's not enough. Like, it's just everything is like that guy. And I couldn't, So luckily I didn't have to work with that guy very long. But Alan, wherever you are, I hope you're way more healthy now.
If you're alive.
If you're alive, which I don't think you probably are. Anyway, what else we got on the docket here?
Let's do it. So Worlds End, by the way, if you want the recap and review of Worlds End, Instant Reaction Live, $10 tier for that. $10 tier for both the live stream and the audio replay at flagshippatreon.com. Well, speaking of Instant Reaction Lives, you have an Instant Reaction Live coming your way Sunday morning if you're in America, Sunday evening if you're in Japan, in Europe, I think. I don't know where the heck the Europe time zones are. Instant Reaction Live for Wrestle Kingdom 20. Yes, we are morons, and we will be waking up and watching this show live, Wrestle Kingdom 20, and going live immediately following the show, whenever that might be, whether it's 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. I forget when the show actually starts. I think Chris Sampson's in the chat room, so he can let us know exactly when it starts Central Time, so we can have a little bit of an idea of when the show is going to, because it won't be an overly long Wrestle Kingdom. We've talked about that in our discussions about this show, is that they've obviously went with a much tighter show, only a few kind of featured matches. You and I talked about the card a couple of weeks ago, but as far as the timing, I'll get that information for you in a minute. But Instant Reaction Live, Wrestle Kingdom 20 coming up this Sunday, January 4th. But the show, is obviously midnight Central is when it starts. That's actually not too bad. So midnight Central is when the show kicks off. I think 3 hours, 4 hours, somewhere in that range. So I think then we'll obviously be live around, 3, 4, 5 a.m., somewhere in that range. But all you have to do, if you're a subscriber to flagshippatreon.com, I just got to go there and you'll get posts. You'll get emails when we go live, and also the live stream link as well. So if you just want to subscribe and get notifications on YouTube as well, you'll get notifications when we do go live. But anyway, that will be this Sunday, Wrestle Kingdom 20. And obviously the big story for Wrestle Kingdom 20 is the retirement of Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Kazuchika Okada. I did a piece also on flagshippatreon.com. A lot of stuff on this flagshippatreon.com. God damn it. Got to subscribe to that thing. $5 tier. I did a breakdown of the previous 3 Tanahashi Okada matches at Wrestle Kingdom, including reading your reviews. You reviewed all 3 of them, written reviews on the website. So I went and recapped your reviews. Great writing, by the way. You were a tremendous writer.
Magnificent prose.
Yes, good stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, that's when we did the books too. Like, we were on a roll at that point. But it was nice to take a trip down memory lane. I watched all 3 of the matches, took notes about them, rewatched them, gave some thoughts about it. In real time, gave some thoughts about what I thought at the time, what I thought here in 2025, and ultimately I came away from it kind of. I wouldn't recommend going back and watch. If you're listening to this right now and you're thinking, oh, damn, I should do that. Part of me says, sure, go for it if it'll get you in the mood for Okada versus Tanahashi. But part of me says maybe don't, because the vibes of New Japan from where they were for Wrestle Kingdom 7 and Wrestle Kingdom 9 and Wrestle Kingdom 10 to where they are for Wrestle Kingdom 20, I don't know, man. I don't know if I would recommend doing it, because the vibes were fucking phenomenal, especially 9 and 10. They were just flying high. 9 is just, oh God, the spectacle, the scene of Okada walking away in tears after Tanahashi beats him, and a risky booking decision. We talked about a decision to have, Cody lose to Roman Reigns. The all-time risky business decision of Okada building himself back up, and Tanahashi just fucking beats him. No, back of the line, kid. You're not ready yet. Maybe next year you are. And that bold decision, which was great. It was an amazing decision at the time because it worked out perfectly, and it made the moment that much better when Tanahashi did eventually lose to Okada Wrestle Kingdom 10. But the matches are all phenomenal. They still hold up. I thought 10 was the best of the 3, but they all still hold up really well. I would just say be careful. Definitely be careful watching these matches and then going right into Wrestle Kingdom 20, because you might think, wow, what has happened to New Japan Pro Wrestling? Because man, are the vibes and the crowd and just the ambiance and just the feeling around New Japan 10 years ago so fucking different than they are right now. So that's my only warning. But I thought I did a good piece of audio, about an hour and a half, breaking it down. Flagshippatreon.com, which is called The Ace versus the Rainmaker, if you want to find it on the $5 tier.
Well, I think that this show, this Wrestle Kingdom 20 show is to me, and I've been saying this for months, this has to be the vibe reviver. Looking at it on paper, I don't know if that's going to be the case. I think it's just a strange card. And we've talked about this before. I think the card is just weird. But setting that aside, if they make a couple of key moves and those moves work in front of the live crowd and everything falls into place, people aren't going to remember that this was some weird card on paper. They're only going to remember that it was the night Yota Tsuji got elevated into a major player in the pro wrestling world. They'll remember it as the night Aaron Wolf took to pro wrestling like an absolute natural and looked like the next Kurt Angle or Jun Akiyama, where it's like, okay, this guy's an undeniable prodigy and future star. The night that one of the other guys, maybe they shoot an angle with somebody. That's the hopes. And if those things happen, no one's going to care or remember that there was an IWGP junior title #1 contender 4-way on the show, and that it was this weird Rambo never open weight match, and for some reason Chris Brooks was on the card. No one's going to care about that stuff.
The top 3 matches are what's going to matter.
Yeah, if they land the plane on successfully creating some new stars and making some guys, capital letters, not some guys, That's really all that matters, and that's the important thing. And another thing that I've been hammering home for months is that I really don't think the Tanahashi retirement match is the most important thing on this show. It's the thing that we all want to watch and be emotional about and all of that. But we know that that's going to land. We know that that's going to be emotional. We know that that's going to be great. We already know how that's going to play out. Okay? Is Yota Tsuji going to win this title? And is he going to come across like a major star? Is Aaron Wolf going to come across like a major star? Those are the important things regarding this show. Can they make some guys and can they create some momentum moving forward, because they're going to do this monster gate. This show is going to be a massive financial success. It's going to get New Japan off on the right foot in 2026. They're going to have the most successful Wrestle Kingdom ever from a financial standpoint. It's completely sold out, and that's a shoot. But there's doom around the corner if they don't land the plane, if they don't stick the landing with some of the guys and some of the stories they're telling on this show. And they're in for a really long year when Tanahashi is in tears and saying goodbye at the end of this show. That doesn't symbolically end the previous golden era. It literally ends it. That's
it. Shuts
it.
It shuts the door on it. Yeah.
The door is closed. Tanahashi's gone. His opponent across the ring is gone. Tetsuya Naito is gone. They're all gone. Nakamura. Okay? And none of them are coming back.
Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega. And most of them are too old to come back.
AJ Styles.
And can't come back anyway. Will Ospreay, whoever you want to consider.
It's a lot of names. It's a lot of names that are no longer there.
Kota Ibushi, whoever you want to throw in there. It's over. It's that era is the door is officially closed. Okay? It's over. So the important thing to me is not that match. The important thing to me is everything before that match. And that's why this is such a fascinating show. And in a lot of ways, it's yet another end to that era. And this is such a pivotal and important show for this company, because you don't get a lot of other chances to make these guys work, because this is when all the eyes are on you. They're not going to be on you for fucking New Beginning and Bipu. And this is where it has to happen. This is where you have to make your statement. So
yeah, national TV, sold out Tokyo Dome. I mean, they
have it all.
It's a perfect layout. And that's what makes this card so weird to me, is that you could kind of take some risks with the rest of this card. Like, this would be the card where I would say, okay, all right, cool. We have a sold out building. We're on national TV. Let's get a little funky here. Let's get a little crazy. Let's do some things that are a little off the wall. Let's make it very obvious who that next generation is, because you want everybody leaving that dome to know, okay, Tanahashi and that generation, that thing is over, but these are the new guys. And maybe they think they're going to do that with Yota Tsuji and Aaron Wolf, but I think you got to do it up and down the card too. And I don't know that this card is perfectly placed to do that.
Maybe they got some aces up their sleeve. I don't know. I mean, there's still ways you can do it. You know, it's we'll see. I mean, they got to make some statements, and some of these things have to land. And the worst case scenario to me is just a typical evil style House of Torture match. It's not going to do any favors for Aaron Wolf, but I have a feeling that's what they're going to do. In fact, I have no doubt that's what they're going to do. And Takeshita winning would be an absolute fucking disaster. I would consider that an absolute fucking disaster. And I'm not entirely sure that those two things aren't going to happen. Tsuji should win. It's time to take a chance and just do it.
He's 32, for God's sakes.
Maybe it won't work. I mean, he's saying all the right things. He's like, look, we shouldn't be in business with AEW. I'm sure some of that is legit feelings. Some of that is working. It's a blend. He's trying to be the New Japan guy. That's the right way to approach this. He has the charisma. He was the first one of this group to get an IWGP title shot. I think he's still the only one who has, right? Has anyone else gotten an IWGP title shot out of that group?
Of that group, I
mean, because he got the first one. He got one almost immediately when he returned.
Yeah. I don't.
So
shit, off the top of my head, I don't think so.
It's like right in. Well, Shota Umino did, right?
Yeah, if he counts. Yeah, I guess he counts. I always forget he's part of this generation, but you're right. He counts.
No, I'm talking about these guys who presumably
Fujita and Yu Uemura and Shota and Suji and
Oiwa
and Oiwa. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And that group. So it's but the point is Suji, right out of the gate, they gave him one. Okay, so it's almost like it was right in front of us that he was their pick. Shota Umino did get one later. So yeah, it's just do it with Suji. I mean, just fucking, he needs to win. The Takeshita thing's not really, now if the Takeshita thing
it's not working. Yeah, it's not working at all.
But it's not working. The energy and the vibes are just off because for whatever reason, they're not accepting him as a New Japan wrestler, even though he's under New Japan contract. To these fans, he's an AEW wrestler. And I think he has 3 contracts, doesn't he? Isn't he a
He's
DDT
technically still
guy?
a DDT guy too, yeah.
So it's like they're not buying that shit. And it hasn't worked. And just do it with your guy, put the title on him, and give him the rocket pack and see what happens. You have to now. And as far as Aaron Wolf goes, at least with Western fans, they're already shitting on the guy. I'm going to reserve my judgment until I see him. I have to see him in a ring. I have to see how his charisma translates or doesn't translate in a ring. I have to see how his confidence comes across before I'm going to make a judgment. Because here's the other thing. This is where the Western fans kind of lose the plot a little with Aaron Wolf. They don't see him as this cultural superstar like the fans in Japan will. So he's going to have that advantage going in. He doesn't have that stock with us, but he has that stock with their target audience. The television audience, the people that bought the tickets, they're going there to see cultural superstar and Olympic hero Aaron Wolf. So he'll have that upper hand in terms of that will help him in terms of being seen as a charismatic star. Now, it all gets flushed down the toilet if he's a nervous wreck and he doesn't look comfortable.
Right. Because so far the appearances we've seen, he hasn't looked very comfortable. He kind of looks like a lump on a log. Like he doesn't really seem that he's got projectable charisma or whatever. And that might all change. And
It might all change.
He knows that this is the big moment. He thrives in the 50,000 people chanting his name and going nuts or whatever. I mean, these fans are going to give him every chance to get over, and I hope that the company gives him every chance to get over too. And there's ways to structure this match where I'm pretty sure that when it's over, the guy will be over, and there's ways to structure it where I'm pretty sure he's not going to be over. And the problem is, I don't trust New Japan to do the way that I think it is.
This is going to be typical House of Torture.
Of course.
And look, I'm on record 1,000,000 times, and I guess now that we're doing one last preview, it's the last time to say it. I would have this man squash Evil and also beat the shit out of the entire House of Torture.
Judo throw each one of those fucking geeks right out of the company for a while.
Judo throw every one of them, thwart them at every turn, and I would do one spot. I would do one big spot where he's overwhelmed by the numbers and the Young Lions all save him because they've been building to that. That's been the story. The Young Lions wanting to fight off the House of Torture. So I would do that one spot. And that would get a big pop.
Yeah, even, what would be a really cool idea is if he comes out and, the idea is Evil comes out with all his guys. So Evil's got all the guys with him or whatever. And Wolf comes out and he stops for a second, looks to the back, and all the Young Lions come out following him. Or even if they're at ringside or whatever, and he stops for a moment and all the young boys kind of go behind him, symbolically saying, we're behind Aaron Wolf. We're behind this guy.
You could do that. You could do it
or
that way.
Or like you said, they run in and then the Young Lions all run in and stop them.
Or they just run in and make the same.
Right.
And against because they're not supposed to do that. Like, that's been the story all along. That was his story. Like, he wasn't supposed to get involved because he was a Young Lion. They're not supposed, but
True.
they can't take this shit anymore, and they save him. And that gets a huge pop. And then they carry the House of Torture out. And then you know what? Now it's just Evil and Aaron Wolf. Because all the House of Torture has been eliminated by the Young Lion. Like, very similar to how I would have done Cody and Roman when we had that discussion.
Yeah.
Instead, you know what I mean? Where now it's like, okay, now Roman's fucked because now the babyface superhero.
Easy pop. The easiest pop you can ever have is the heel looks around and his guys aren't there, and he looks and he turns and no one's there, and then he looks in the middle of the ring and there's his opponent right there, and it's fucking Aaron Wolf.
And we all know Cody's gonna whoop that ass, and we all know Aaron Wolf is gonna whoop that ass.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, that's how I would do it. But they're not going to do that.
They're not going to. I know they're not. I know.
Kanemaru's going to ring the fucking bell.
Ding, ding, ding,
and it's going to be all the same spot.
Boo. God damn it. God damn it. Oh,
poor
come
Chris
on.
Charlton.
Right.
Oh, this house of torture. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
House of torture. It's going to be the same shit that we get all the time.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I know.
Walker Stewart disgusted.
Yeah, God damn it. Oh, son of a bitch. God damn it. It's like, damn it. I know, and I want to believe, and people are trying to convince me, no, that's not what it's going to be. And that's what it's going to be. I know it is. I don't trust these guys to not do it. I would be so glad to be proven wrong. I will be so happy to come on the Instant Reaction Live and say, they proved me wrong, Joe. They didn't do the match that we thought they were going to do, but they're going to do the match we think they're going to do. They're going to think that's going to get over. They're going to think ringing the bell and spitting the whiskey and the garrote wire and the fucking club or whatever. And then eventually he'll kind of maybe sort of overcome them. And then that'll be like, oh, no, he did. He overcame them. And it's like, no. It needs to be dramatic and obvious that he overcame all these guys. And he has to do it quick. We can't have 15 minutes of him selling. You know what I mean? We can't have him sitting outside the ring, or him in the middle of the ring as all the guys are doing their things, their moves to him and their gimmicks or whatever. It can't be that. It cannot be that. It's got to be quicker. It's got to be more impactful, and the end result has to be very obviously this guy just judo throwing all these guys and ripping their fucking arms out. And he could stack them all up and pin them for all I care. I don't, whatever.
Again, that might not even work. It might not. His energy might not be right and the vibes might feel off, but you have to try, man. But they're not going to do that. It's going to be the same old shit. I'm not even convinced he wins.
I was going to bring that exact point up to you. I've seen a lot of people say he might not even win, and House of Torture might steal his gold medals, and that's heat.
Yeah. And that's the story. Heat. And the heat. and then he has this ongoing feud with Evil that carries all the way in, and then they're in the same G1 block and all the same fucking shit. That is guaranteed to not get him over, and that'll be what's depressing. I'd rather just see them try old school Rocket Pack. Aaron Wolf and Yota Tsuji are your heroes. These are the leaders of these are the two guys that, we're all going to rally, but they're not, you don't have any, you can't have
zero confidence right now. Yeah. Zero confidence.
You can't have any confidence. So,
which again is what I meant was so weird about watching those old Tanahashi Okada matches when we had complete confidence in them. Like when Tanahashi beat Okada at Wrestle Kingdom 9, it was just like, well, I'm sure there's a reason for it. I'm sure they have a good plan for it. I'm sure it's going to work out fine. And it did. It worked out swimmingly. It worked out perfectly. And if you just go beat by beat throughout that entire story, and you realize from the moment that Okada returned to the company until, he left, the Wrestle Kingdom 10 or whatever, when he symbolically put Tanahashi away, it was perfect. And you had full trust that whatever was happening was done perfectly, because these guys were just nailing it, and they had it, and they had the foresight, and they had and you have none of that confidence right now. And that's why I said the vibes are so weird, because you watch it now with like your hands in front of your eyes of like, how are they going to fuck this up? And that's insane, because Gato was on. I mean, those guys were on such a heater for so long, but it's just completely opposite now.
Well, it never lasts. What did I say forever to people?
I was reading them in the reviews. Enjoy it now, people. It's not going to last forever.
Yep. Because I know history, and it doesn't last forever. It never does. And I cautioned people in the middle of that great run, like at the start. I'm like, it's like, look, this isn't going to last forever. Appreciate this while we have it. This current run of New Japan is going to be the peak of a lot of our fandoms, and you're living it now. It's like, what's that old saying? You don't know it's the good old days until they're done, right? Isn't something like that? I know I'm botching it, but that's kind of the same idea. And they need to recreate that. Now, look, I've seen people make the point that Okada didn't exactly look like a future superstar at that Wrestle Kingdom when he returned either. A clunky match with Yoshihashi, an ugly-looking Rainmaker. He did not have any confidence in the standoff with Tanahashi. All of that is true. And people did question, what the fuck are they doing? This guy's not ready. He's never going to be able to hack it. And like you said, it eventually all worked out, right? And that could happen with Wolf. But the difference is it can't happen with Wolf. Because in the case of Okada, they had Tanahashi already. They had Nakamura already. They were on firmer grounds with other guys in their prime or entering their prime that they could build around if Okada flopped. They have nothing if Aaron Wolf and Yota Tsuji flop. That's the difference. And that's why there's more pressure this time around than there was with Okada. I don't know what would have happened if Okada ultimately flopped. I'm sure the company wouldn't have had that great run that they had. Okay? I'm sure Naito still happens eventually and all, but you could butterfly effect that. I know what happens if Aaron Wolf and Yota Tsuji bomb. I know what happens. They're going into a dark period because it's already have the deck stacked against them. With the economy of pro wrestling right now, the deck is stacked against them because they've lost all of their stars. And because Japan is down almost across the board, with the exception of like Stardom. And let's pump the brakes on how hot they are now, too. I mean, by relation to everyone else, sure.
Yeah, they had a good sumo hall. I mean, they definitely.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, that's a good number. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But
absolutely, we're going to talk about that. But so there's a lot working against New Japan outside of just not having anything else to fall back on, too. This is so important. Mm-hmm. These two matches, I cannot stress how important these matches are. And I have a feeling this is going to be one of those pieces of audio that people look back on 10 years from now and say, oh my God, remember that conversation? And Aaron Wolf made it and he turned New Japan around. Or, holy shit, remember Aaron Wolf? And remember what you guys said about Yota Tsuji, who's working Noah mid-cards, and Aaron Wolf, who stopped pro wrestling 6 years ago. Like, it could go,
Yeah,
it's going to go one way or the other.
It's fascinating because I think a lot of other previews of Wrestle Kingdom is going to spend a lot of time talking about Tanahashi and talking about Okada and talking about, all the memories of Tanahashi and Okada. And, I don't know that I really feel like doing that. I kind of did that in that audio on flagshippatreon.com. Like you said, if you want to go and listen to that, I kind of did it there. But I'm with you.
I just don't think I'm interested. The interesting part
no,
of the
interesting thing to me is the future. All this means is, we're going to see the end of Tanahashi. It's going to be emotional. He's going to bow and he's going to send off. Okay, what's next? Like I'm always looking at, and this show has largely been, in the 15 years that we've done it, has all been about the future and what's next and what's coming and anticipating and rebuilding and all this sort of stuff. And we've seen a lot of ebbs and flows in professional wrestling. So I'm with you. The Tanahashi thing is going to be a great moment. It's going to be emotional. It's going to be really cool to see. But once that show fades to black, it's a new reality now. And I'm interested in that new reality. I'm interested in what they do. Okay, you're going to wake up that next morning and you're going to be in a post-Tanahashi world. You're going to be in a post-Star world in New Japan because those guys are gone. All those, like you pointed out earlier, they're all gone. That entire era, all those stars, everybody that helped get you to that peak, they're all gone. All the meaningful players are gone. Are you ready for that? Are they ready? I don't know. They're going to have to be.
Oh, we're gonna know by the time Tanahashi Okada hits the ring.
Right, they don't have a choice.
I mean,
They gotta have to. They have to, and that's why a lot of people have said, "Oh, that's unfair to put that sort of expectations on Aaron Wolf." And I said, "Well, it's maybe not. It's not fair to Aaron Wolf, but it's very fair to New Japan Pro Wrestling. They fucked around for 3 years, and here we are." So
it is what it is. I mean, I don't know if it's fair or not. I mean, but it is. It's the reality.
It's the reality of the situation. Yeah.
And don't think they don't know it. Look where it's positioned on the card. It's not opening. Phantasmo's opening, not Aaron Wolf.
Right.
They know what's up. I just hope there's other stuff. I hope there's stuff that we don't foresee. I mean, I want to see some of these other young guys. Maybe I would maybe band some of these other young guys together and form a vicious, nasty unit that just wreaks havoc on the rest of the company. I mean, do a total fucking reset of Uemura and Minu and Oiwa and have them band together and form a unit or something and have them run rough. Do something outside the box and creative with these guys and try to get some of them over. Or run back Zack Sabre Jr. again and see how that works out. And now I have nothing against Zack Sabre Jr. Rich, the guy's not a star. You got what you could out of Goto. That was nice. And
that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun, and it worked for a little while.
Motherfucker's 50. Right. I mean, come on. I mean, we got to fucking move forward here. So let's do something outside the box, please. And I'm hoping that we get something on the undercard that's outside the box and really shakes things up and at least gets people talking. Even if it's controversial or divisive, do something. You don't have all these guys turn against their pals and band together. I mean, something. I don't like the fantasy book. You know that. But would it be the worst thing if Uemura and Oiwa and Umino and Bolton, whoever, all got together and formed a new unit, a new, exciting, fresh unit as fucking vicious heels or something, just to get them over or try to get them over, declaring war on the vestiges of the past and whoever remains. Goto, we're coming for you. Zack, we're coming for you. What? Try something.
You can play into the same frustrations that we're talking about right here. The young guys saying, these old assholes have been holding us down the whole time, and we're sick of it. You guys are old. You guys are old news. We're the next generation. Get the hell out of here. Really, make that a thing. You turn all those guys heel, maybe, sorta, by saying that. They're probably actually speaking to what a lot of the fans believe too. But something that really shakes this thing up, and it's been very creative for about 3 or 4 years now in New Japan, and I have no hope that they're going to wake up and say, let's do something different.
How about Aaron Wolf just ends the House of Torture?
That's what I said.
The last we ever see of them.
Yeah, takes them all down, stacks them up, pins them all, and we never see those guys ever again. Yeah,
and just shake it up, because that's what's required here. So anyway, that's the top 3 as far as Tanahashi Okada goes. I mean, I am just, and I said this weeks ago, I am bored and not interested in the politics behind this match anymore. I mean, to me, it was a story for a week or two. And then once Okada was named the opponent, to me, this is nothing more than run-of-the-mill pro wrestling politics. And I am just not interested in litigating it, relitigating it, discussing it. I am just personally bored by that topic. This is the match. It could be the only match. And whether Tony Khan or AEW didn't want Nakamura or not, and why the fuck would they want WWE? WWE is trying to end that man's company. And you think that you'd be upset with him if he didn't want Nakamura? I don't know if he blocked him or not. I still don't know. The thing is, I don't care. What I know is politics played into this, obviously. And these are the same pro wrestling politics that are never leaving this business. It just is what it is. And you got Okada. And it's the better match anyway in every way. So, I mean, reasonable minds can disagree with that. But I have no interest in discussing the politics, the potential politics that played into where we got. All I know is that I'm not surprised at all if politics revive. I mean, what do you expect? Just roll over and let WWE... You can't do it. I don't care if Nakamura wanted to do it. I'm not interested. I don't care whether you want to do it or not. So anyway, I
kind of want this match anyway. Like I'm one of the weird ones too, where I'm like, I'd rather watch Okada Tanahashi one more time in the Tokyo Dome. I think that'll be a little bit more symbolic anyway. I mean, there's obviously some symbolism with Shinsuke Nakamura and their careers, sure. How it all began or whatever. But I would say most fans, most modern Puro fans and most modern Western fans, of course, they know Okada and Tanahashi as the feud that really...
You know what? I don't even like labeling it as a Western fan thing. It's the most successful rivalry in the history of the company.
Yeah, it brought the company to new heights. Because guess what? Nakamura and Tanahashi, they had a lot of feuds, but that was while the company was on death's door, quite literally on death's door.
Nakamura and Tanahashi drew $0.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Can we be honest about it? I mean, look.
There were other reasons they were on death's door, but that feud wasn't exactly lighting the world on fire either.
No,
in the midst of when they were doing it.
Did they keep the company's head above water long enough to, get new owners in there and get the thing turned around? Yes, I'm not shitting on it. I'm just saying this is the right match, man. No matter how you feel about how Okada left the company or how you feel about AEW, and let's be honest, that's what plays into this for a lot of people. And I get it. I understand. If I'm a dyed-in-the-wool New Japan fan, I don't like AEW either. And I'm mad at Okada. Sure, I understand that. But the reality is, if you want to do what's best for business, or if you really want to talk about realistically what the right match is for Tanahashi, it's Okada. And if Tanahashi thinks it's Nakamura, well, you know what? He's wrong too. I don't know how else to phrase it. This is the match. And this is the one they ended up with. And I'm 100% certain there was some politics at play, sure, but they ended up with the right match. Yeah, I sit here and said I don't want to talk about it, and we ended up talking about it. I guess you can't avoid it. But it drew more money. The matches were better. It's more historically significant. They're more important matches to the history of the company. I mean, where's the check mark for Tanahashi Nakamura? I mean, Tanahashi Okada has every fucking check mark if you compare the two rivalries head to head. I mean, the only case you have for Tanahashi Nakamura is that's the match maybe that allegedly Tanahashi wanted. And yes, it's his retirement match, and maybe his wishes should fucking matter here. But Tanahashi is also smart enough as president of the fucking company to understand that he can't stab Tony Khan in the back, no matter how many times you think Tony Khan stabbed them in the back. Tanahashi can't do that. What do you want him to do? Flush the relationship down the toilet and create an enemy that's worth billions? You want him to do that? What sense does that make? You guys know how these things work. You know how touchy these promoters are. Look at CMLL, who's part of all of this. Do you think CMLL wants
a major part of this, by the way? One that Dave Meltzer mentioned. A lot of people are forgetting that CMLL is a big part, and they're forgetting. They're a big deal. They do not want you to fuck. They want WWE to come into town and have
when they just bought a AAA.
Yeah,
and their stated goal now is going to be to put them out of business. Do you think it's smart for Tanahashi to do business with WWE and piss off not only Tony Khan but ruin your years and years long relationship with CMLL? Do you think that's wise?
For Nakamura, for Shinsuke Nakamura
over Shinsuke Nakamura. Which okay, but do you think, what is Tanahashi doing here? He's the president of the company. He has a responsibility. People are letting emotions get in the way of logic on this. And it's silly. Get back to reality. Whether Tony Khan literally put his foot down or not. And my personal opinion, my gut tells me he didn't. But you know what would have happened if you crossed him and you crossed CMLL. Nothing good for a promotion that is in big trouble after the 4th. Why would you tempt that and piss off your allies when you need them more than ever? Why would you do that? So, I mean, it's a no-brainer. They couldn't do Nakamura. Whether Nakamura wanted to do it or WWE cleared it or didn't or not. It's preposterous. Use your brains. Think logically and not emotionally. Now I'm actually glad we did talk.
I'm dead. Yeah, it was a good conversation. Result-wise, do you care? I think Tanahashi's probably going to want to lose. I think he's going to be okay with losing. I don't think it really matters that much who wins or loses. I would assume that Tanahashi will lose, though.
Tanahashi has to lose.
Yeah, I think as the president of the company and the way that his career has gone, I think it makes all the sense in the world for him to just lose.
And nobody cares if he loses.
Right.
It doesn't matter. Again, we just kind of had this conversation when Cena retired. This idea that people always win their retirement match or always lose their retirement match, it's a case-by-case thing. You know, it really is. And in this case, this guy should lose. He should lose. And that's going to annoy some people again, because, again, I understand if you hate AEW as a New Japan fan. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I mean, they have undoubtedly fleeced your roster and have made things harder and worse on your favorite company. You can't argue that. They replaced you in the fucking pecking order. But you're not going to want to see, especially this guy who they all hate too because of the way he left. And didn't really put anyone over on the way out, all that too. It's like, but I get it. I understand. But you're going to have to watch him hit that Rainmaker. I don't know what to tell you. It's... Look, if Tanahashi won, I mean, that would be... Look, okay, you want me to give a glimmer of hope to some people? How much does Tony care about the international title? I mean, that's what it comes down to. He got the Continental title off of him, and we know he cares about that one more. So was that clear in the deck for Tanahashi to shock the world and win? That's your glimmer of hope.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't see it. I don't see it.
I don't know. Tanahashi doesn't strike me as the guy who would really want to win his retirement match either. There was reports that, when Sting got to the building or when they were discussing that match that he didn't want to win, and the Young Bucks, and we talked about that too in the preview. We said we know they're going to get to the building and no one's going to want to win that match. It's going to be the Bucks are going to be like, no, we're not beating you. There's no way, man. And Sting's like, no, come on, beat me, man. And they're like, no, we're not doing it. I feel like Tanahashi's kind of that vibe too. Like in his mind, I think it'd be preposterous if he beat Okada at this point. Okada's still in his prime. I'm retiring. Why would I beat Okada? Like that's how I feel. So people are not going to. I don't think people, like reasonable people, will not freak out. I don't think. Now I will freak out if the match is filled with screwdrivers and I think it might be and Okada bullshit, which would suck, but might be our reality.
Suck, and I'm gonna complain about it. But I think that's what Okada wants to be right now, and it's infuriating. And I think Okada he loves doing this heel shtick and being this version of what he is.
I mean, he said he was going to do that. If you remember in the press conference, he's like, "Oh, you're not going to get that, the old Okada. You're going to get the new Okada or whatever." And the new Okada kind of sucks a lot of the
And I don't know
if
now. To be fair, I don't know if that was just like to build heat. I don't know. I mean, we're going to find out. I wouldn't be shocked at all, though. Look, we want the coin drop in the old song, and we want him to work this, what really is a non-canon match in a lot of ways, respectfully and with hints to the past and all of that. But we might get the Callis family member version of Okada, and that won't be something I will enjoy, or I think most people will enjoy. But I guess we'll see.
Someone in the chat, Dave P. again said Okada should join House of Torture.
Just why not? Fuck it.
Sure.
Just
he's got the screwdriver. Kanemaru's got the whiskey. Sho's got the fucking. What does Sho have? He's got the
wrench.
He's got the wrench. I forgot if someone's got the tire iron or whatever. Garrote wire, Dick Togo. Yeah,
Garrote wire.
Yeah. And Okada with his screwdriver. Let's do it. Yeah.
Yep.
Why not?
Yeah.
Fuck it. Who cares? Mm-hmm. Rest of the card here, real quick. Pre-show, New Japan World TV title, El Phantasmo versus Chris Brooks.
Listen, I like these little Phantasmo
open
TV
challenges
matches.
Yeah,
they're harmless. They're fun.
10 minutes in and out.
I have no problem bringing in Chris Brooks for this. It's a fucking pre-show match. Chris Brooks has had a neat little run over the years in DDT. Whenever I pop my head in there to watch a big DDT main event from a big show, so I do watch that stuff, even if I don't ultimately end up talking about it a lot of the time. He's having a nice run, particularly when he's involved in the top stuff. So this will probably, it's going to be, obviously it has to be short because it's a TV title match. It's a pre-show match. They'll have some fun with it. They're both creative guys. I can't imagine being wound up about it. And I much prefer this than Phantasmo just wrestling like some random from the New Japan roster.
Right.
It's like, this is more interesting than that, at least, than wrestling like Rusuke Taguchi or something, So I'm fine with it. I'm honestly looking forward to it.
Yeah, it should be pretty good
to some degree.
Yeah, Brooks is solid. Brooks is solid enough. I think it'll be a pretty fun match. So the show starts in earnest, and I swear to God, if this match takes up like 45 minutes, and it might, I'm going to be very upset that so much of this show is being eaten up by this. The never openweight 6-man tag team title Rambo match. Wato, Yano, and Yo, your champions, defending against Ryusuke Taguchi, Tiger Mask, and Togi Makabe. Kaisei Takechi, Shota Umino, and Yuya Uemura, Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi and Oleg Boltin, Team 100, Satoshi Kojima, Taichi, and Tomohiro Ishii, the House of Torture team of Ren Narita, Sanada, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru, TMDK team of Hartley Jackson, Rohei Oiwa, and Zack Sabre Jr., and finally the Bullet Club War Dog team of Clark Connors, Oscar, and Yuta Ice.
I don't know what to make of this until I see what the fuck it is.
Everybody on the card. This is an everybody on the card kind of match, and I feel like some of these people probably should have just been on the card. But
yes, I also feel like I'm not trying to work myself into a shoot, okay? But it is possible to do something big coming out of this. Will they? Again, it is impossible to have faith in this company to do anything good or cool at this point. But there's a way where you can do something impactful and important coming out of a match like this. It'll probably just be wacky shtick. And they're going to feature the kid from DDT that's the mainstream star. That's the key.
IWGP Women's title, New Japan Strong Women's title. We'll talk about her in a little bit here. Saya Kamatani versus Shuri, title for title. So they're obviously going to get rid of the New Japan Strong Women's title, which is fine.
Yeah, and that's a good thing.
And they need to do that. The IWGP Women's title is also kind of worthless, but at least has a little bit more bearing than the New Japan Strong Women's title. And this should be a lot of fun. Hopefully these two women are great. They've had really, really good years. So we'll cap off their, phenomenal years that they both had. And as far as how long it gets and all that stuff, we'll find out. But I mean, Saya Kamatani just helped draw another big house for Stardom, their biggest Sumo Hall show, at least in recent memory for the Dream Queendom. I think the second biggest attendance they've ever had. I'm sure she's playing some part in some of the ticket sales. I'm not going to say she's driving all the ticket sales or most of the ticket sales or whatever, but I'm sure there's a little bit there. She's been clearly a draw this year in Japan. But it's going to be fascinating to see how the crowd reacts to it, and it's going to be fascinating to see how long New Japan gives to it, because to them, this is also a moment to advertise Saya Kamatani, because she's going to win this match, I assume. And they own Stardom. So it's also an opportunity to say, hey, we have 50,000 people in this building and national TV and all that sort of stuff. Let's, try to get some more publicity for Saya Kamatani too. And that would be the smart thing to do out of here. So they're, in a way, maybe even creating another, they don't really have to create her because she's already kind of, a draw and a star, but it might be a way to, like you've been mentioning a couple of the names that you come out of the show thinking, oh, wow, Saya Kamatani is another one too. And maybe, this is someone that they, when New Japan's having trouble selling tickets in 2026, maybe they can throw her on some cards and see if that helps in any way. So I think this is a valuable addition to the show, and I'm curious how the match delivers. So United Empire. We had 2 TBAs. We only have 1 TBA now. It was Callum Newman, Great Okan Hanare, and 2 TBAs. We now know one of those TBAs is Andrade. The former La Sombra is back in New Japan Pro Wrestling as Andrade. So I know you and I have talked about Andrade a lot. Sure, whatever. He's the mystery benefactor that's been paying for United Empire or whatever. So it's sure. The fact that United Empire is still around, I feel like I'd maybe just cut bait on it and start something new, but they're going to try to do the United Empire with Callum Newman as the leader-ish. Yeah, I guess the mystery person could be someone very impactful.
It could be. I don't. We'll see who that is. I have breaking news. I know who it is. You want to know who it is?
Captain of Japan.
It's Michael Elgin.
Oh, hell yeah!
No,
no, no.
Oh, wait. Another source is telling me it's TJP making a big return.
TJ, he's there. He's there right now. I just saw him in Shinjuku face against my man El Lindemann. So yeah, he's there.
So
as the Aswan.
One of my sources is correct. So I got a third source here who claims that it's Captain New Japan. I find that highly unlikely. I don't think that it would be him, but we'll see. Maybe Mike Elgin or TJP will take the reins of United Empire along with Andrade and lead them to greatness.
Captain United Empire. Yeah, it sounds a good ring. It's a good ring to it.
Yes.
But, yeah.
Well, let's see who it is. I don't know. Maybe it'll be, maybe it'll be some big star. I have no idea.
I know some rumblings I heard, and that one was like, I was like, I guess. Like Carl Fredericks was one that was mentioned and bandied about, and I'm like,
no thanks.
Yeah, I'm good on that one. So maybe he can give us the real story of how it all came together. So
doubtful.
Probably not. Anyway, so they'll be facing the Bullet Club War Dogs team of David Finlay, Joe Maloney, and Gabe Kidd, as well as their affiliated partners, Hiromu Takahashi and Shingo Takagi.
Yes. We had to do something for World Tag League, and now we're kind of stuck with this. Can't figure out
weird thing where
unglue them now. We were playing with the super glue, and now we don't know how to get our fingers apart. Right. So here we are.
And then the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title #1 contendership 4-way match: Taiji Ishimori, El Desperado, Sho, and Kosei Fujita.
Well, you see, what you want to do on your biggest show of the year is do a match to set up New Year Dash the next day. That's always what you want to do on your biggest show of the year. So there you have it.
I hope it's Taiji Ishimori. I'd love to see that man in IWGP Junior Heavyweight title match. You know what I mean?
I don't think he's had enough of those over the years.
I think it might not be a bad idea to strap up Taiji Ishimori and try it out.
We always forget about that guy, and I think he should be in the mix more often.
Absolutely, yeah. I would, here's what I would do. I've had Hiromu Takahashi work his way back up to that junior title, and I do Taiji Ishimori versus Hiromu Takahashi for the junior heavyweight title. What do you think?
It's a fresh new program.
Yeah. And then when that's not happening, you do Hiromu versus El Desperado.
Man, has Hiromu just drifted into nothingness.
Yep.
He just is a non-entity, man. He just is a guy in the company.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
I wrote a write-up about that guy in one of the ebooks. I forget which one. I was saying by next year's time, this guy is going to redefine heavyweight and junior heavyweight in this company because he's going to be so undeniable that they're going to just have to say, yes, he's a junior, but who cares? Yes, we'll just pretend. We'll do the thing where we pretend he gained a bunch of weight. Because sometimes they would have to do that, and Noki would always do that with guys. They'd have to pretend, oh, they put on 40 pounds of muscle. It's like, he looks about the same. He's just a little chunkier. But then they had to do that to present him as, okay, now he's moved up to heavyweight or whatever.
Yeah.
Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega took that to heart and actually did add 45 pounds of muscle to their bodies. Not everybody has to do that. But Shingo Takagi, I think they were like, oh, he gained 10 pounds. And I'm like, did he really? He looks the same as he always has. But whatever. And I thought Hiromu was going to do that. This is like 2015, 2016 or whatever, that I was like, yep, by next year's time, this man will be a heavyweight star and in the mix and winning G1s. And nope, never. Stayed in the same hamster wheel forever, and now he's just out of sight, out of mind. He's just kind of a guy.
I think Daryl was a mistake.
Too
I know
goofy?
you think I'm joking.
No. It's too goofy. Put him in a goofy.
It's too goofy.
Yeah.
It was too goofy. And, I know people laugh at me, but I think that was a mistake.
Funny doesn't equal money.
It's Stan Hansen never came down to the ring with a stuffed animal. It doesn't. You could sell a few, I guess, and it works if you want to be an undercard guy, but I would have never. I would have never done that. But that's obviously not the biggest factor. I mean, they just never pulled the trigger for whatever reason. His body started to break down a little, but when he was motivated, he would still. I mean, he had a really good first half of 2024, if I recall.
Yeah.
But yeah, now that ship has long sailed, and I get the sense he don't even really even want to be there.
No, I don't think so either.
It's like the what's left of Lij.
He seems way more motivated when he's in Noah than when he's in New Japan right now, by far.
Yeah, and it's just weird, these leftover guys from a unit where the leader left and the other guy left, and it's what are you laughing at? The other guy?
The other guy.
He's a very important player.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Spends a lot on custom masks for every match. So yeah, I don't know. It just feels like they're just adrift, and it feels like the booking don't even know what to do with them. I don't know. Just attach them to the War Dogs. They're friends now for some reason, and we don't know how to get out of that. So I don't know.
And that's Wrestle Kingdom. That's it. That's the show. So we'll have a preview or Instant Reaction Live, I should say. Following the show. So I think it's going live around midnight Central, somewhere around there. So I don't know, whenever the show's done, 4 or 5 a.m. or so, we'll be live for Instant Reaction Live. $10 tier. That'll be exclusively on the $10 tier. Both the live show and the auto replay are exclusive on the $10 tier flagship patreon.com. So get on there, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you're ready ahead of time too. Don't miss time. We always have people that sign up the minute we go live and miss 10 minutes, or they sign up halfway through the show. Don't do that. If you want to listen to Instant Reaction Live for Wrestle Kingdom 20, sign up now. You'll get access to all of our audio that we've ever done, everything we've ever done in the history of flagshippatreon.com. Many moons now. 2018 we launched that thing. You're going to get access to everything we've ever done as well. You'll be ready to go the morning of January 4th and be ready to go for Instant Reaction Live. So, that'll come up this Sunday. Again, Sunday for Instant Reaction Live for Wrestle Kingdom 20. All right, you want to preview some of these other shows here real quick, and then I can finish the show with my Stardom thoughts?
Yeah.
Let's do that. Okay, so Pro Wrestling Noah. Actually, you know what? Let's start with All Japan, because that's actually going to be happening by the time most of you guys listen to this. Yeah, in a couple of hours here. They're going to do their New Year's Eve show, cap off their 2025. They'll be streaming live on alljapan.tv. And I'll tell you though, this show, if anything represents All Japan Pro Wrestling in the year 2025, it is certainly this show, because this show fucking stinks, I think.
Oh, he hates the show.
I do not like.
Look at the main event.
That main event's fantastic. A lot of pop and a lot of light on the other parts. I'll tell you that.
A lot of light and a lot of pop.
This roster kind of sucks. It just kind of stinks. Like overnight, it just kind of got really bad. Like they added people, but everybody they added wasn't very good. Miyahara and Yuma Anzai is going to fucking rock. Now that might make match of the year lists. Like I really do think that's going to be a phenomenal match. So that is going to be worth your time. I promise you that'll be worth your time. There's no way that's not worth your time. Miyahara versus Yuma Anzai, Triple Crown in that big stadium there, the second gymnasium. What is it, Yoyogi or whatever, National Stadium or whatever. It's going to be a big one. But the rest of the show, man.
I wish these promotions could start running the first stadiums again.
Yeah.
The second gym. Sure.
No.
All right.
No, second gymnasium for this one. And that's about all I can tell you. That's all I can tell you I guarantee will be good. I don't know what else on the show is going to be good. And that's a bit of a problem.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Yeah, I mean,
do you want me to run it down for you and see if I can sell you on any of these, or you could try to sell me on any of these?
Yeah, All Japan this year took a decided turn into a very different kind of in-ring style where it's like it's great for the guys because they get to work at like 60%, but it has led to what is not an interesting product at all. So with that said, give us the card.
Yeah, so opener here is Atsuki Aoyagi, Rising Hayato, Dan Tamura, Ryo Inoue versus Kurama, Naruki Doi, Fuminori Abe, and Seigi Tachibana or whatever. He's with Jiro usually.
So you have some guys that are typically prelim wrestlers, and you have some guys that aren't figured into anything right now, and they're just going to work a 8-minute opener, and it's, yeah.
Then we have a pure comedy New Year's Eve Rumble. Aja Kong, Dump Matsumoto, Hikaru Sato, Senior Sato, Kengo Mishima, Kikutaro, Jack Kennedy, your guy Jack Kennedy, getting a book in there, getting a New Year's Eve book in there. Fucking Jiro, the former Cyber Kong. It's just a fucking Rumble. All these shows do these Rumbles now, and they're all Stardom did a Rumble, and it was pretty good. But like, I don't know, man. I don't need this default of okay, we need to get everybody on the card because it's our New Year's show. Let's do a Rumble. I don't know.
Here's the problem. It may have just been a fun diversion, but this is like the house style now. So it's just another All Japan match at this point.
Yeah, it seems no good. Hideki Suzuki and Yuko Miyamoto versus Ryuki Honda and Shuta Kofuji. I don't even remember. Who the fuck is that guy?
Shuta Kofuji.
I'm sure I've seen him. Why does that name not ring a bell?
Shuta
Kofuji. I don't know if I remember that guy. Let's see if I get a... Oh, yeah, he's fine.
You got any big thoughts on that big tag? Or
No.
Okay.
Speaking of a big tag, we got a New Year's Eve Monster War. Listen to this fucking shit here. Zion, Odyssey, and Shotaro Ashino versus Ren Ayabe, Talos, and Daisuke Sakamoto versus Hakoto Amore, Kumarashi, and Cyrus.
That's a lot of guys. We got the 7-foot Talos in there with Ren Ayabe, and
those teams seem wrong. Did I miss? Let me make sure I didn't miss. Those teams seem like they're wrong, but I don't know that they are.
Zion, Odyssey, and Shotaro Ashino are a unit.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah. I thought Hakoto Amore was with Talos, though. Is he? I guess he's not.
No, you got the teams right.
Okay, I got them right. I thought they was all mixed up, but that's it. Well, ugh. Yuck.
Daisuke Sakamoto teaming with those two tall, thin guys is very funny.
Yeah.
Hokuto Amori can go fuck himself. I just have no interest in watching him do anything. I like my boy Cyrus. I don't know. It's a 3-way fucking 6-man
New Year's Eve
labeled
Monster War.
This is New Japan now. It is All Japan now, man.
Yeah.
It's just
It's rough.
It's a very light and pop, unserious promotion.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Jun Saito versus Go Shiozaki. I love how they added Go Shiozaki to this roster, and it's helped in no way whatsoever.
No juice.
Like you thought, all right, here we go. And it's just like, oh, okay, well.
Yeah. I was hoping New Japan would bring them in to shake things up.
Yeah, we talked about that. That would have been a fun little pickup for them.
It's just nothing outside the box. No, I don't know.
Get into it. And all Asia tag team titles, Musashi and Saiki Yoshioka versus Yoshihiko Kato and Ishin. Yoshiki Kato and Ishin from Dragon Gate. So those guys are good. Those guys are good, but that I should say, I'll update. That match will also be good. Reading those names there, that match will also be good.
I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be good.
No, that match will be good.
Yeah.
Will it be, life-changing? No, but it should be pretty damn good. And then Kento Miyahara versus Yuma Anzai should be fucking great.
Yeah, and we'll review it next week. I'm gone through the...
Get into it. All Japan Pro Wrestling. Yeah, that's next
poorly
week.
Timed yawn.
A little bit, but that's all right. That's all right. Honestly, All Japan deserves it for their 2025. So, yeah, if that doesn't perfectly cap off 2025 for All Japan, I don't know what does. And then Noah. Noah's The New Year. Live from Budokan Hall, January 1st. So it'll be early morning, January 1st for us in America. So you can say, do your little countdown, watch your little Ryan Seacrest, and then you can go to Wrestle Universe and check out some Pro Wrestling Noah The New Year. Main event there, Ozawa is back, and he is challenging for the GHC heavyweight title against Yoshiki Inamura. So Yoshiki Inamura versus Ozawa. I assume Ozawa gets that title back, would be my assumption, but we'll see.
I don't know about that. I mean, I am out on this version of Inamura. I fucking hate it.
Oh, it's so bad.
I've talked about it before. It's over, like, somewhat ironically, I think, with some people. I can't fucking stand it. You could sit here and tell me you like the bell to bell all you want. I'm out on it. I can't take it. I have a feeling that match is going to be deeply annoying. It's between the two personas involved, and maybe they go put the title back on Ozawa, but I could see Inamura retaining as well, because I think they might have something with Inamura in this repackage. I have zero interest in him. He was so off-putting to me in both the build to the Kenta match, the title win, his promos where everybody's laughing and whooping it up and goofing around. It's just the antithesis. It's the epitome of what pro wrestling has become all over the world.
Right.
And I'm just sick of it. I'm fucking sick of it.
If you haven't seen the Inamura character, it's like someone in Chikara is doing a Stan Hansen cosplay for Halloween or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm traditional American Stan Hansen, and that's kind of what Inamura is kind of doing. I went to America and I came back, and now I am an American man. I wear a cowboy hat.
He's doing a goofy NXT gimmick. Right. I don't have any more tolerance for this shit. I'm waiting for wrestling to turn the corner. And look, I hate to do this, but years ago I predicted that the world of pro wrestling would go down the path of NXT. I'm not being proven wrong.
Sadly or not. Sadly or not.
I predicted this, and we're seeing the tentacles of this shit all over the world now. I mean, All Japan is as we just discussed, has become a shtick-filled mess. Noah is literally affiliated with NXT, and we're seeing the products of that. We've seen it with their tag team title, with fucking those two goofballs, and we're seeing it within Inamura. And it's not like Pro Wrestling Noah was exactly a tribute to the legendary Green Ring era when Ozawa was on top either. It was all black t-shirt heels running amok in the promotion. It's just so I am just so unenthused by both All Japan and Noah.
Right, Ozawa got hot, but it wasn't like I didn't really.
What I wanted to see.
Yeah, I didn't really love it.
It was, and but I'm gonna watch both shows and do my job and make a fist and go, let's try to get in it. But I mean, I think there's more going on in Noah that I can sink my teeth into outside of the world title than there is in All Japan. All Japan is in a very dire state. It's going to be a very hard show to watch. It's like the opposite outside of the main event. I really want to see the main event in All Japan, and the rest of the card is garbage. And in Noah, I have no interest in the main event, but there's stuff on the rest of the card that at least here and there, like Dragon Bane versus Alpha Wolf for the national title.
Yeah, count me in.
Is going to be a great time. I mean, that's going to be a great fucking time. So there's things there. So let's go through that one.
Yeah, so GSC Junior Heavyweight title, you got Hiromu versus Amakusa. So that again,
Amakusa and Hiromu, and again, Hiromu's the junior champ here, and I love Amakusa or however the fuck you say his name. So, again, that's a match beneath the main event that again I have interest in.
Yeah, and Hiromu, like we said, I think cares a lot more about being in Noah right now than he does on New Japan. So I'll be interested to see. Now this one's going to be fun for a couple of reasons. GHC tag team titles, Kano and Naomichi Marufuji defending against Bushi and the worst mystery opponent in wrestling history. It's so obvious that I talked to John Carroll last week on the Flagship. You were out, and they've been tracking the ticket sales. And the ticket sales have been going up because all you have to know is it's Bushi and there's a graphic and it's hollowed out and it says question mark. It's so patently obvious it's Tetsuya Naito. It's got the hair, the hat, the picture is obviously Tetsuya Naito. And John said that everyone's in on the joke and everybody knows and everybody in Noah and everybody that's buying tickets, they all know. They're wink, wink, nudge, nudging. It's obviously going to be Naito. So it's very obvious it's going to be Naito, and Naito will come out and it'll be the shock of, quote unquote,
it's the Punk return in Chicago. It's Sasha Banks at Big Business.
Right.
That's what this is.
Right. We know, we all know, just, we just want to keep it kind of a mystery because it'll be kind of funny.
They're having fun.
Yeah.
It's we know that you know that you know that we know. It's just, and it's, we see AEW do this all the time. And by the way, it always works. It's a good promotional tactic that always works if it's a big star like this.
So Jack Morris and Kaito Kiyomiya will face the Good Brothers. Yes, the Good Brothers of Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson. I
have morbid curiosity.
I really do too. I hate
watching Kaito Kiyomiya work with like Doc Gallows.
Yeah, exactly the matchup. Exactly the matchup I was looking for. Where Carl Anderson and Jack Morris are in there. They're exchanging holds, and it's pretty damn good. Gallows tags in and Kiyomiya leans over that, rope to Jack Morris. You know how in Japan they always do that? They go, give me the, Jack Morris walks over, tags it, to Kiyomiya. The crowd goes, oh. Kiyomiya steps up to Doc Gallows. How many bumps? How many bumps for Doc Gallows? Over under 2.5. Flat, I want back hitting the mat.
Under.
I think so too, yeah. Would you count a drop kick and then I kind of go through the ropes to the outside and land on my feet? That's not a bump, right?
No.
Okay.
Flat back bump.
Flat back bump, yeah.
Flat back bump. It's under 2.5.
I think it probably is too, yeah. I should have set the line a little lower than that. Yeah, for the
flat
record.
Flat back bump where Paul Levesque would say, good snap.
Right.
under 2.5.
Hold my jacket. Fucking prick. Chewing on his gum, chopping on the gum, yeah.
You sell like that for me, I'll hit you for real.
Oh god, Dragon Bane and Alpha Wolf, fucking
that's
god.
A good time.
God damn, that's gonna be great.
That's such a good time.
Yeah. That ends the good times on the show. The rest is not very good. Yeah. Katoge, Ohara, High 69, Yone versus Hayata, Kenta, Tetsuya Endo, and Oka Sasaki.
That's Team Noah versus Kenta's crew.
Yeah.
I got a soft spot for Team Noah due to their loose affiliation with my favorite promotion, 0-1.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know that they're loosely affiliated anymore with whatever happened there.
It's pretty loose. It's pretty loose.
But at any rate, I have a soft spot for those guys because they're vestiges of a past era, and they're like in Japan they never fire anybody unless they do something illegal.
I know. I've wanted them to fire Ohara for so many years because he's just so underutilized, and they're never going to push him.
None of these guys
just going to be there forever.
They're just there because you don't let anyone go. It's just so. I don't know. And then it's Kenta's crew.
Yeah. Progress Atlas title match. Yes, you heard that right. The Progress Atlas title. Will Cruz versus Saxon Huxley.
Well, Will Cruz is a husky fella.
He is.
And I can't say I'm intimately familiar with his
I am
work.
not either. Yeah, I can't tell you much about Will.
Now
Cruz.
I am intimately familiar with Saxon Hudson's
of
work.
course.
And I'm not invested in this Progress Atlas title, but
no, really,
Progress, I guess, is loosely affiliated with NXT and Noah, which would explain this. Do you think every now and then whoever owns Progress now, like sends an email like, so you remember that you have the right to buy this if you would. So you ever think that they
send a little reminder?
Yeah.
To whom it may concern, just a quick reminder. I was just going through my notes and I wanted to make sure you knew that
you remember that you have the right to purchase this promotion
right
to WWE and they just delete the email without reading it. It's one of those where it's like, I'm like the emails.
It comes up on their phone. It comes up on their phone, and they just swipe it away without even actually reading it. Yeah.
And like the emails I get from my kids' teachers, I'm like, Brittany will read it, and I just delete it without opening it, like that kind of deal. That's what I imagine with Progress. I can't believe they're still chugging along and sending Will Cruz to. To
Budokan,
Noah to defend the Atlas title.
Yeah. Oh, that might be fun.
Do they still have the tag team shields where each guy has one half of the shield?
No idea. I don't know that I can't say that I've watched a second of Progress. Maybe since 2018.
Those
honestly.
Gimmick necklaces where you have one side of the heart and the other person has the other half of the heart. Like they have the tag shields, remember, where you have to.
Yeah, let's see.
Belts. You have two sides of the shield.
Progress tag team title. So Connor Mills and Nico Angelo. Connor Mills, still hanging in there. All right, good for him. Let's see. Oh, it appears. It might still be no, it looks like it's a faux shield. Okay. So the title itself looks like it's a shield, but it's not actually. So they've kept the shield look, but it appears to be one piece of metal together. So.
Well,
because there's a photo.
Get Ian Hamilton on the board right now to clear this up.
Because there's a photo of Mark Andrews and what's his face? I forget. And they're putting the shield together to what the hell is this dude's name? I forget. The Progress is so. I mean, God, that feels like such a long time ago. Guys, who was this dude? Oh my God, he was fat. He was the teacher. What would you say?
Eddie Dennis?
Eddie Dennis. I think it's Eddie Dennis and Mark Andrews putting their shields together.
He was fat. He was never fat.
I guess he wasn't fat. No, I'm thinking of Shaw Samuels is the fat one who got skinny.
Shaw Samuels.
Yes, Eddie Dennis was just the teacher. Eddie Dennis
is the opposite of fat.
Yeah, he's very much not fat. Yeah, he's very tall, very lanky. Yes.
Yeah.
So their belt looks like that shield, but it's just a normal ass belt now.
Ian Hamilton, the writer, not the baseball middle reliever.
Yes, please.
We should ask the middle reliever. Maybe
he might have some thoughts about it too. Yeah, former White Sox, I believe, Ian Hamilton.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I remember it because that Ian Hamilton, who's probably listening right now, has no idea who the other Ian Hamilton was. But I didn't go a day in MLB The Show playing through my White Sox franchise where I had, I was up 6-1 in the fifth, and I'm like, yeah. All right, Ian, get in there. Ian Hamilton.
Everyone has that Swiss Army knife middle reliever who he fits every role.
Yeah.
Well, I'm up 6-1. I'm going to use Ian Hamilton. I'm down 6-1. I'm going to use Ian Hamilton.
Right.
I need someone for the seventh. It's 3-2. I'm going to use Ian Hamilton. Like you just have a guy that by the end of the year, you're like, he's going to have 110 appearances. I have to stop using Ian Hamilton.
Right. But that Ian Hamilton doesn't know that. But every time I saw the video game real baseball player Ian Hamilton, I thought of backbodydrop.com and Ian Hamilton, the writer and the podcaster, Hero Clutch, here on the Voice of Wrestling Podcast Network.
Listen to
Podcast Network, yes. Junta Miyawaki, Kaz Fujita, Minoru Suzuki, and Shohei Taniguchi versus Team 2000X of Masa Kitamiya, Tadasuke, Sugiura. One of the most annoying things that has ever happened in pro wrestling is Sugiura joining Team 2000X. And who's this geek? Jun Masaoka? I don't even remember that guy.
Masaoka.
Why is fucking Sugiura in Team 2000X? That annoyed me so much.
Well, they don't know what else to do with him.
I got some ideas. Goes out there and beats people's asses. Come on.
Okay. I don't know. Is Jun Masayoka with Noah full time now? Is he's Team 2000X?
That's what they said in this preview. Okay. It says Team 2000X. I didn't think so either. I don't know when that happened, but sure. And then GHC Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles. Your guy, Daiki Odashima, teaming with Daga. Your other guy.
See, now I like that. That was a great moment when they won those titles.
That was really cool. Unfortunately, it's a 3-way match here, which kind of annoys me a little bit.
Yes, because it's that fucking WWE influence on all of pro wrestling that I'm talking about.
So you have a really cool moment with those and they can defend these tag team titles against any team in Noah, and they decide they're going to defend them against two different teams, Eita and Shuji Kondo on the All Rebellion team of Alejandro and Kai Fujimura.
Look, that's not that bad of a show.
That's not a bad show.
Especially if you're into Inamura. If you're into Inamura, it's a pretty strong show, honestly. I guess you got to be into some of the more gimmicky stuff on the card, but there's some things there you can sink your teeth into.
There's Good Brothers is going to be fun. Naito.
I can't believe you actually said the Good Brothers are going to be fun. But you said it.
I did. Now, won't that be? I
want that clipped. Somebody needs to clip it, and I want that. I'm going to add that as a drop on our show, where every now and then I'm just going to hit the drop button of Rich saying "Good Brothers are going to be fun," and that needs to happen.
Famous last words for sure.
We've never had drops. That's the only drop we need.
Yeah, Good Brothers are going to be fun. Yeah,
I need that clipped. And now that I said that, someone's going to clip.
Someone will absolutely do that for you. Yeah,
like Aaron Quinn will make it a song of just you saying "Good Brothers are going to be fun," like to the beat of like Backstreet Boys or something. She's gonna figure out a way to do that.
Yeah,
does it to me all the time. The Wet Ass Pussy, the Lanza remix.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, yes. Indistinguishable between the real.
It was hard to tell. Copyright strikes and all.
Yeah, she had to upload it like mega upload or something like that because it couldn't be on YouTube. It couldn't be on SoundCloud or whatever because it would be too obvious. People would think you're stealing it, but famous last words.
Is that 01 show and the 27th going to make tape or what?
Yeah.
How long do I need to avoid these spoilers before I give up the ghost?
Do you want me to check 01's YouTube page for you right now?
Yeah, I checked the other day.
Yeah, I don't think so. Let's see, 01 Japan.
I gotta try to sign up for this janky streaming service where I have to make up a Japanese address.
I tried. I got so far and it wouldn't. It's like, what's your kanji name? And I was like, I don't know. And then I put into Google Translate. I put my name into, and they're like, that's incorrect. That's not really how it is. And I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you, man.
Those symbols spell pile of shit. Right. It's not a real name.
I don't know, man. Just let me get through this. Like, I gave you all my info.
You take my money.
I want my credit card company to call me and say, your card has been stolen? And I could say, no, it hasn't. I swear I signed up for this fan club, this 01 fan club, I assure you.
But, sir, this money went to a known Yakuza account. You're like, that's right. That's who runs it. Yes. Correct. Yes, please just give them the money. They just take my money. Why do I have to live in Japan? Just take my money. I just want to watch your below average products because I don't like anything else. So can you just take my money so I can fucking watch my Yuki Toki matches, please? Please just take my money.
And I found a weird address too. I forget. Somebody told me just use like New Japan's home address or something. I forget what I did. Or some bookshop. I found like a bookstore in Japan. I just used their address or whatever. I used my email. I had it all together, and it's like, no, your name is incorrect. You have to give us your name in kanji. And I was like, okay, fine. And then I couldn't get past that. And I was just a hold up, and I tried. And I said, why am I trying this hard for 01 streaming service? I don't care.
What's a guy got to do to watch Junior Matsunaga matches?
Right.
I mean, what do you got to do? Make up a fake kanji? Why? Why can't an American enjoy, I don't know, some Sugataka Sato? That's all I want to do,
yeah.
Rich.
No, you can't, and you're not going to. So it is not up on their YouTube yet. So maybe...
I want to see what Chris Weiss is up to.
Absolutely.
Like I said, look, if you want to know what Chris Weiss is up to, and you buried me for that. Maybe people want to know what Chris Weiss is up to.
Sure. So that's Noah. We'll be reviewing that next week as well. So big week in Japan. A lot of stuff going on Wrestle Kingdom week. VoicesWrestling.com, we have a whole list of events going on Wrestle Kingdom week as well. I will not list them all. I don't want you pissing in a can while
I already pissed in the can.
Go over all the Choco Pro shows going on this week. But
God, is that still a thing?
Of course it is, man. Yeah,
Come
of course
on,
it is. Yeah.
Why?
We previewed that all last week. So if you want that show, we did that last week. Myself and John Carroll
Who's
did that
the
last week.
Indian guy that wrestles for them?
Sakiaki or whatever. No.
Is he still there?
Not Sakiaki. It's not how you pronounce his name. I forget. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I don't know if he's still there. He does commentary still for DDT.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, I think so. Last DDT show I watched, he did, but I haven't watched DDT in a while. So somebody will correct me. I forget his name off the top of my head. It's been a long night. I'm tired. All right, so we're up against the clock here, but I do want to talk briefly about Stardom, Dream Queendom, because I did watch that show. Real quickly, the business end of it. They put 6563 in Sumo Hall for the show. I believe they're announcing this as the second largest attendance the company has ever had. For comparison's sake, last year, 2024, they did the same show in Sumo Hall, 4,023. So a massive increase year over year. It's 6563 over 4023. 2023, it was 3,063. 3063. 2022 was 3869. And 2021, which was probably still COVID restrictions, I forget, was 3039. But either way, 6563, a massive increase over what they were doing before. So that's a big number for them in Sumo Hall. So they're keep creeping up. So I don't know if Tokyo Dome's next or if they think that this is kind of where they want to just kind of stay in this level. It's probably the smart thing to do. Is this the peak? Is this the continuation of the momentum? Who knows? But 65-63 is nothing to scoff at Sumo Hall. It's a pretty great number for them.
No doubt about it. Yeah, it's a really great number. Yeah.
Aki is the commentator.
That's his
Balian
name.
Aki.
Balian Aki.
Saki Aki. That's the model woman from DDT, the tall model lady from DDT.
Yeah.
So
Balian Aki. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, I mixed up Saki Aki and
Is he good at commentary or not?
No.
No good reviews.
No.
Okay.
No, he's pretty bad actually. So it's in English, which is good, I guess, but many people that watch DDT just opt for the Japanese instead. So
I think English commentary is a bit overrated. If it's not good, it's a worse experience.
Right. And let me tell you, Dream Queendom, and sometimes he listens to the show, so maybe he'll know this as well. Walker Stewart, fucking awesome. He was great.
Yeah,
he did,
as you would expect.
He did solo English commentary on this entire show, knew everything, knew all the stories, filled in the gaps, told you the stories, presented it as if, hey, you're probably not, intimately aware with everything going on in this product, but I'm also not going to dumb it down for you either in case you are.
Yeah.
He nailed it. He's gotten so good, and he's gotten all by himself too. That was another thing too. We noted that with a couple years ago with Chris Charlton. Little by little, started getting good at going solo and didn't need anybody with him, and that's how we really knew that he had leveled up. Walker Stewart was the same way. It took him a little while, but now he did the show all by himself, and it was phenomenal. He did a great job. So if you do watch this on Stage Crowd, I had to sign up for this fucking Stage Crowd thing or whatever to watch this show live because the baby was up. So I was like, fuck it, we're gonna watch Dream Queendom live. So I watched most of it live. But Walker Stewart, English commentary, did a phenomenal job. So kudos to him, doing great work there in Japan. And good idea by Stardom to have him do English commentary. Hopefully they do that a little bit more. So big picture thoughts about the show is obviously business-wise was really good. In-ring-wise, I thought it was an okay show. I didn't think it was a great show, though. I know there's some people that were there live that, maybe a couple of us that are actually listening to this right now. And live, apparently, the experience was really great and really awesome. And I'm sure it was. Live wrestling fucking rocks. I'll just tell you, watching this thing at home, I thought it was fine. Like, there was a couple matches that were pretty damn good. I thought most of it was okay, but I wasn't blown away by the entire show. I thought a couple underwhelming matches, I should say. Sari and Natsupoi, that was a match I was really looking forward to because those two women are fucking phenomenal, and Sari is probably my most outstanding wrestler of the year. I thought this match was good, but not great. Didn't quite get to the level that I thought it was going to get to, and the story here was basically Sari saying, you're not on my level, you're not good enough, and then just kind of beating her and proving that she's not on the level, which is fine because they're going to probably tell a story of Netsboy, trying to get back on track or whatever. But no, I had really high expectations of this match, and it was good. It was good. I'm not saying it was bad, but I thought this was going to be like, oh man, this might make your match of the year list, and I can't imagine it's going to make many people's match of the year lists. So it's weird. I'm trying to put down a 4-star match. I shouldn't do that because it was still really good and really hard hitting and a lot of fun, but it just didn't hit the next level that I was kind of hoping for or looking for. Fuwa-chan, let me talk about Fuwa-chan for you, Joe. This woman was a influencer / comedian in Japan who was trained to be a professional wrestler under Hazuki. So she was trained to be a professional wrestler, but in the meantime, she was doing influencer stuff and comedy stuff. She told a fellow comedian to kill yourself because your comedy is no good, kind of paraphrasing there. That did not go over well, by the way. Especially not in wrestling circles in Japan, given Hana Kimura and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So she had to go away for a little while. So this was her return. So she was good. She's actually pretty solid. But yeah, she had to go away and sign off for about a year and a half or so. Maybe about a year or so, and go away and in hiding. So she couldn't wrestle, couldn't tweet, couldn't do anything. But she's good. She's got a lot of talent. And
that's funny. I have a pile of DMs over the years with the old KYS. So I don't know. None of those people got canceled.
Well, maybe Fuwa-chan will send it to you. Maybe you should ask her what the fuck's up. So. Yeah, didn't go over well, but she was good. She was good. You wouldn't like her. She's got like pigtails and screams or whatever, but she's got some.
Sounds great.
She's got some good talent. I think you might like it.
I agree. Cancel her.
Right, send her away longer. Wasn't long enough. And then I'll talk briefly about the main event was Saya Kamatani versus Sayori Ano. I'm probably mispronouncing that. You can let me know if I am. I'm sure people will let me know in great numbers. World of Stardom title match. Saya Kamatani did defeat Ano, which was a good match. 22 minutes. A little underwhelming. I expected it to be a little bit better than it was. It was fine, but Sumo Hall, big New Year's Eve show. You kind of expect it to be maybe a little bit more impactful, a little bit better, and it really wasn't. And it's fine. It was okay. It was like a 3.5-star match, 3.5 plus, maybe, if you want to go in that realm. So again, Saya Kamatani, I think, has had a lot of better matches this year. I mean, some phenomenal matches. The ones with Tam Nakano were phenomenal. If you're looking for other matches that she had a couple matches against Azumi that really stood out for me this year. So if you want to go back and watch those to get an idea of Saya Kamatani before Wrestle Kingdom, those are the ones I would really recommend. This was good, but they're really trying to tell more of a story here, Joe, and you're not going to believe this. In the world of professional wrestling, and particularly in Japanese professional wrestling, there's a heel unit, and they all wear black shirts, and they're dominating all the baby faces. So the baby faces,
roughshod.
Yep. And the baby faces are all in trouble, and they need to now rally. The Cosmic Angels, in particular, have to rally together to try to defeat the black-shirted heel unit. So we'll see if they can do it. But a very original story being told for the first time ever here in Stardom. So,
all right. So overall, you recommend the show or you don't?
I would say overall it was if you're trying to get an idea of what Stardom was in 2025, I think you're going to get a decent idea. And nothing was really bad. The opener, the real opener, there was a pre-show match, but I didn't watch that one. The real opener was Azumi and Starlight Kid versus Shiri and Inaba, and that was really good. And Azumi, I love. I think she's phenomenal. I think she's really, really good. But Starlight Kid, she was coming back from injury, and she actually challenged Saya Kamatani after the main event. Now, I don't think she's going to win that match, but did the challenge. So they were trying to promote. Starlight Kid comes back from injury and wins her first match back. And then goes and challenges Saya Kamatani after the main event. So that gets you at least in a direction moving forward. But yeah, I would say if you don't watch much Stardom and you want to get an idea of what Stardom was this year, it's not a bad show to watch. I just think they've had a lot of better matches in 2025. So I think there's some other stuff you can check out if you really want to get an idea. The high end, I don't think you're going to get, like, if you've been hearing about the Stardom and the high end matches, you're not going to get them here. There's probably better ways to go. But if you want to just get an idea of who the top players are in Stardom and what they're building for 2026, and you want English commentary to help you along with it, it's not a bad option to go with this match and get it on Stage Crowd, or it'll probably pop up on Stardom World here in a little bit, because Walker does a good job of kind of getting you through all the stories and getting you all ready. So again, not a blowaway show, but if you want to see what Stardom's all about moving forward, that's not a bad introduction for you. All right. I think that's it, right? I'm looking at our list. We nailed it.
That's it.
We're all done, man. All right, so folks, again, Instant Reaction Live this Sunday. Wrestle Kingdom 20 will be there. A lot to talk about. No matter what. No matter what the results are, no matter who wins what matches, there will be a lot to talk about. And like you said, we will know. We will know one way or another what New Japan's future could potentially look like. We'll know that this Sunday. So Instant Reaction Live, $10 tier for that. Again, if you wanted our World's End thoughts, that is also available on the $10 tier, flagshippatreon.com. So just go there and subscribe to get that bonus audio. And
breaking news.
What do you got?
I am excited about the Good Brothers has already been clipped. Good Brothers is going to be fun. It's out there already. Already clipped. Doesn't take them long.
It doesn't take long. Wow.
Yep.
That was fast.
The old Total Divas Entertainment got you. If it was going to be anyone, it was going to be.
Well, hey, you know what?
Listen,
you get clipped by that. That's fine. That's That's one of the best in the biz. So
Good Brothers is going to be fun. .m4a. It's floating around on the internet already.
God damn it.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh, what a drop that is! I'm gonna figure out how to do drops, and you're gonna.
I hope you don't. I know. I'm not gonna teach you how to, and I hope nobody teaches you.
I'm working on it.
Stay up all night to figure it out.
I'm getting all those songs into my solo audio. I'm working on it. I'm gonna figure it out.
That's true. That is a progress. You starting to fade them now too? I'm a little worried about you.
Yeah.
You start fading them, and I'm like, uh-oh. Joe's figuring it out.
Yeah. Well, the people who don't like the songs, what they haven't learned is the more they say they don't want them, the more I'm motivated to do them.
And the longer they get, too.
Right.
Yeah. You do them for every break. You're like, all right, I just talked for 8 minutes. I'm sure I break and play a song. I'm like, no.
Any excuse.
God damn it. Why is he playing a song?
Any excuse. Yeah. I do a 6-minute segment and then a 3-minute Tears for Fears song.
I'm like, what is happening? This is terrible. It's audio. All right, we'll be right back. And it's like, I'm like, what?
We'll be right back. And you're like, what? In excess? Why?
Yeah. For no reason. That was such a short segment. You didn't get into anything.
What are we breaking for? I'm just getting warmed up.
Right. That's the flagship difference there. Flagship Plus is, by the way, available on flagshippatreon.com as well. All right, that is it for us. That is the final flagship of 2025. We'll be back next year to kick off our 15th year of the flagship. I want to thank you guys, of course, for listening, supporting, and subscribing. And Joe, you have a happy New Year.
Yes,
be safe out there, Joe. I know you get wild on New Year, so please be safe this year.
Oh, gosh, the partying I do.
The fireworks, the partying, the Coke Z.
A lot of Coke Z.
You're probably going to watch a couch football game. You're going to drink some Coke Z.
I don't know.
Probably watch some wrestling.
I haven't left my house on New Year's Eve in 2 decades. Never been a big New Year's Eve guy.
Do you even watch like the New Year's Eve gimmicks, or do you just watch like normal ass TV?
Yeah, I mean, I'll have it on when it's time in our time zone. You know, especially now with the kids, they pop for that. You know?
Yeah, they get do they get the noisemakers like the like that one?
Yeah. You know, they let the kids get into that stuff. You know, but I haven't. You know, that was never. As a non-drinker too, it's
the worst holiday. Oh, the worst. If you're a non-drinker, it is the worst. I cannot even imagine how stupid of a holiday it is.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously, when I was single and everything, like, yes, I would do some social things now and then, but not every year though. Some years it's just like it's just.
Sometimes we get horrible weather for New Year's, and it's my favorite thing in the world. Now I got this baby, so it's even perfect. I'm like, I can't do anything.
Great excuse to tell people you're not coming.
Yeah, exactly. But it used to be like bad weather, and I'd be like, oh, fuck yeah. I'm like, it snows terrible. I'm just going to sit at home and not go to your stupid house to drink champagne. You know what I mean? Like,
I'll go to your stupid house.
It's just not that fun of a holiday ever. I've had some fun. I've done like hotel parties or whatever, and those are fine in my days or whatever. But yeah, you get to a point where you're just like, I'm good, man. I haven't seen. I mean, there was a couple years where I didn't even see New Year's. I was up at like 11, and I'm like, I don't care.
Well, what about all those years we were writing the book?
I know. God,
that was like the deadline.
I know.
You would make the deadline New Year's. So on New Year's Eve, I'd be doing my fucking blurbs. I'd be writing a blurb for like Chase Owens as the fucking ball was dropping, trying to figure out what to say about his 2016. You know, so that was a lot of my New Year's right there over the last 15 years, finishing up the book. So that's all right though. It was never high on my list of of holidays. So nothing really changes much now that we can't go anywhere.
Yeah. Well, happy New Year, everybody. So we'll see you next week on the Flagship, and I'll see you for Instant Reaction Live Wrestle Kingdom 20. That is Joe. I'm Rich. We'll talk to you guys next time. Take care. Bye.
Hello, Voices of Wrestling listener. Dave Ryan here. Have you ever wondered to yourself how many hidden gems are hidden away inside the last years of World Championship Wrestling? Have you ever asked yourself how many tenuous gags can be made about the name Mike Enos? And have you ever thought about what it sounds like for two Irishmen to interpret a very chaotic company through its B show? The answers to all this and more are just a click away. Check out Days of Thunder every second Thursday on the Voices of Wrestling podcast network.
Hello, Voices of Wrestling podcasting network listeners. I am Jeff Hawkins, co-host of Shake Them Ropes, with a very special announcement. If it's been a while or you've never listened to us before, the original gang is back. Myself and Rob McCarran, back talking wrestling. We have no idea where this show's going to go, where we're going to keep any of the old bits or any of the old things in there. It's going to be a process. It's going to be a journey, and we'd like for you to come along with us. Only on Shake Them Ropes on the Voices of Wrestling podcasting network.
Did you know Microsoft has officially ended support for Windows 10? Upgrade to Windows 11 with an LG Gram laptop. Voted PC Mag's Reader's Choice Top Laptop Brand for 2025. Thin and ultra lightweight, the LG Gram keeps you productive anywhere. And Windows 11 gives you access to free security updates and ongoing feature upgrades. Visit lgusa.com/iHeart for great seasonal savings on LG Gram laptops with Windows 11. PC Mag Reader's Choice used with permission. All rights reserved.